Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Richie and Rogue show tonight. Your late night home for straight talking, sharp talks, and a healthy dose of common sense, of course. If it's happening in politics, power, or around you, you know that we are onto it.
Exactly that. Of course we are. And tonight, well, what a week. Honestly, it feels like the news cycle's been doing laps and doing round itself. Youth employment, shake-ups, welfare reforms causing absolute uproar. Rumours of a Conservative Reform Alliance bubbling away in the background. And yes, we'll get into exactly what that could mean.
All very interesting, Rogue. Very, very interesting. We've also seen Labour moving pieces on their front bench. Well, they're going to Angela Rayner. Debates about the rise of faith in politics and enough hot takes online to heat a small village. Don't worry, we've sifted through the noise so you don't have to.
Is that kind of us? Mm-hmm. So, look, grab a cuppa, settle in, or if you're listening on the move, don't trip over the potholes the government still haven't fixed, because we've got you covered.
We have indeed. Plenty of potholes. Ton of potholes are everywhere, and they're coming up anyway on our big news roundup of the week. A deep dive into the stories everyone's arguing about. And of course, your reactions, very important to us as well. We want to hear what you think. Do these new welfare reforms with young people make any difference? Push them off the edge of a cliff? Would you back a Tory and Reform partnership? And is British politics shifting under our feet? A lot is happening, Rob, isn't it?
Dun, dun, dun.
So no pressure?
No pressure. Just the future of the country. You know, the usual stuff.
All right, let's get straight into it then, shall we? Here are the biggest political stories you need to know about this week. And first of all, we're going to go to what I think is the biggest story of the week for us, certainly, because we had a massive celebration, something to celebrate yesterday, which was really good, which is the registration of Advance UK.
Yay!
That means we're a brand new political, registered political party.
It's not a movement, it's a party now.
Absolutely. What did you make of that announcement yesterday?
I thought it was fantastic. Let's have a listen.
And I'm very, very pleased to reveal today that we are no longer just a movement. We're not just a collective of people who see the danger the country's in and are going to stand firm to restore our country. I can confirm today that we are now a fully fledged political party registered.
That was exciting.
We've got our own round of applause here. Congratulations.
Ooh, congratulations, Ben, Habib, and the team. What an incredible day.
An incredible journey. When you consider he launched the party in June with a target of 30,000 members as a kind of self-imposed hurdle, as he calls it. And when he gets there, then he said that he would look at setting up the party. I think actually Reform were at 30,000 in July last year before the elections. And so it was a benchmark really for Ben to set that as a target, to see if there was an appetite in the country that people felt that they wanted an alternative to Reform. Talking of Reform, we got some breaking news, haven't we?
We have got some breaking news. Let's show us.
Don't you know what's happening?
I do know what's happening, but I wanted to have it right in front of me.
Well, you've got to wait.
I've got to wait.
I got to find it.
Well, there is breaking news about Reform. Yeah. Okay, so Farage has reported to police over election fraud. So the former campaign team member's claim of overspending in Clacton is rejected by Reform.
Of course it will be. So this is news breaking tonight. I think at 7:30 this evening, the Daily Express reported that Farage and members of the campaign team have said that there was misappropriating of funds when it comes to their expenses during the election. So what do you think of that, folks? We'd love to hear your comments tonight. Thank you to all of our subscribers and those who follow us on X as well, who are watching on X. Please come over to our YouTube channel. You can be more interactive there. You can ask questions and join our community, Rob.
Our community is really good, actually. We have lots and lots of people getting involved, and we put out polls, we put out questions. We just start putting out everything for everybody to come back and feedback to us. And I think They're a really bloody good bunch.
They are a good bunch. They are indeed.
I love them. And
Anyway.
I love having them all on. So thank
Talking
you.
of polls, well, we've got some news to share with you, our own news actually, but we're going to come back in a few moments to Advance UK and of course what happened in Manchester yesterday. It was a phenomenal time. It was hosted by the wonderful Nick Buckley, a member of the college as well, and there were so many people there, around 230 people actually there. We watched the live. We couldn't get to it because in Manchester, being in the deep shires of Wales, but we listened intently and we loved every moment. And Ben's speech, he always gives a rousing speech.
Do you know what, right? He always pulls it in at the end, doesn't he? He just stands up and he just commands for you to listen. That authority that he has of just because he's so eloquent. And in that he talks and everybody's just like, oh, Ben, and just listens to him.
Yeah,
Do you feel like that? Do you go, oh, Ben?
Well, not quite, no.
No? Okay.
No, you're crushing him again.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, we'll watch.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll watch the clip again. In fact, if you missed the actual event, you can watch it on Advance UK's YouTube channel and watch the whole thing. Well worth watching. Howard Cox, brilliant speaker. They had Kendall, the young girl, there as well. They also had Sarah
White.
Not Sarah Porchin. She's from Reform. Isn't she?
Sarah White.
Sarah White, one of the pink ladies, whatever. So yeah, please take a look at it. It's so encouraging to see so many people involved in the party of all ages as well, which is really, really exciting. But we've got some of our own news to share tonight. We've been debating about rebranding, as many of you know. We've been talking about it, Rogue, haven't we?
We have. So we put it out last week. It's last week. Isn't it mad that a week has gone?
Yeah.
So we put it out last week about should the show be called Rogue and Richie or Richie and Rogue? Now, everybody in the poll voted.
No, well, don't tell them yet. Don't tell them yet.
No, because I'm really excited.
Yeah, but we don't announce it just yet. Let's talk about the rebrand, though, because we obviously set this up as Saints and Sinners, the land of saints and sinners. And the reason why we've had a look at repackaging the whole thing, because it's like this is our little baby, right? So it was born, it was birthed. We birthed it back in March.
Yep.
And it's grown up a little bit. So the audience has grown. We're growing with it. We're getting better at I hope we are anyway. Getting better at doing this. Tell us if we're not and where we can do things better. Checking my mic then. But also, I think it was a case of when you search for our YouTube channel, what happens?
Oh, Liam Nielsen. He just comes up because apparently it's a film, The Land of Saints and Sinners.
It's a great film.
Is it?
I watched it. It's absolutely brilliant.
Okay, so why did we call ourselves The Land of Saints and Sinners?
I can't remember how it came about. It probably because when you told me that God had given you this idea for the show, I think I was watching Land Saints and Sinners the night before. Anyway, so something like that. So yeah, the secular and the spiritual coming together. But anyway, we did, because the whole idea of Saints and Sinners is the spiritual and the political coming together. And it's good versus evil, of course, and we know there's plenty of evil in the world. And we're using the podcast or our show to push back against that narrative as well. And we have guests on. We've seen earlier, we had Don Keith on.
Don Keith, what a legend. He's a bit of a spooner as well, isn't he?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, like loads of women were going, oh my gosh, Don Keith.
Were they?
Oh, yeah.
Where were they doing that?
They were messaging me privately.
Oh, right, okay.
He's got his voice
Don't go
on.
giving his number or whatever to get me into trouble.
I will not.
I know. You asked me for it. Anyway, so moving on very quickly. She's already got it. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff tonight, but the rebranding and the poll as well is because we asked people really, because people always refer to Richie and Rogue. It's less of a mouthful than the land of saints and sinners, but it comes under the umbrella of saints and sinners, what we said, didn't it?
Absolutely.
So this rebranding.
And I think because it was one of our watchers, I love her, Kim. Kim was just saying, do you know what? You're like a chat show.
Yeah.
You're just like this kind of relaxed family name where you just come in and, hang out with us on our TVs or on our, laptops. And quite frankly, I think you should be changing your name. So I sat there and I thought about it and I thought, well, actually, we are duplicating the name, The Land of Saints and Sinners. So what better time to do it now, ready for the new year, so that we are actually going to be, what are we going to be? What does that poll say?
Well, we're going to come to the poll in a minute and keep holding off there. So if you've not voted on the poll, we ask people, should it be called?
I wanted it to be Rogue and Richie.
Well, you can do the whole show.
And you wanted it to be...
Did you want to do the whole show by yourself?
Richie and Rogue.
Did you want to do the whole show by yourself?
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said at all.
No. Take it away, baby. Take it away.
So, right. It's just the Rogue show now. Jeez.
I'm back in the room. Anyway, yeah. So we had this thing about the name. And actually, it just describes what we're doing. Because we don't want to be a serious political podcast, because there's plenty of those out there. You can fill your boots with it. We wanted to chat and be fast-paced, moving, bit of fun, bit of banter, but serious at times as well, Rogue. We've covered some serious topics on here, some of your experiences as well we've discussed, and some of your experiences that are watching, and we want to engage more and more with you, the public, hence we're doing a tour next year, the Richie and Rogue tour, I think it's going to be called, isn't it?
Oh, is it going to be called that? What's it going to, just show me the bloody poll.
Right, okay, so
I haven't seen the answers to the poll, and I want to know.
Right, so the poll results are in, and this is what it said. There we go. Should the show be called Richie and Rogue, or Rogue and Richie?
Who didn't vote? That's a little bit rude.
Yeah, so that's the.
So does that mean that that's the actual
59% said Richie and Rogue, and 40. Now that 41% is interesting because that was on 13% a few days ago. Have you been messaging people and asking them to vote for you?
No, not even look
at me in the eyes and tell me that.
I really, really haven't. Honestly.
So in any of the comments on our YouTube channel, you've not asked anybody to vote for you.
Well, no, I just said which one do you prefer, Richie, Rogue,
or Rogue. I'm going to surprise you tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to reveal something to you now.
What?
Do you want to confess it before I reveal it?
No, what have I done?
Winding it up. Easily done. But yeah, so the polls are in, the results are in. So officially, it's now called the Richie and Rogue Show. No longer Saints and Sinners, of course. That doesn't make a difference to what we do, but of course, for purposes of branding, so we wanted to.
Because actually, now, if you Google, it will just go straight to the Richie, the Rogue and Richie show. So yeah, there you go.
Fantastic. And also, we've a dear friend of ours, in fact, Giorgio's son, not you, the other girl I was talking about, Rogue's son, has helped develop a website for us. So we've got a website up and running as well, and that's great. That's fantastic.
It's brilliant. I'm really excited, actually.
And yeah, on the website as well, there's going to be all of our live broadcasts and episodes, and there's going to be a whole range of stuff, articles on there and everything else. And of course, our tour dates and where we'll be, and also where you can get tickets for those as well. Isn't that right, Rob?
It's going to be fun. We're going to have teas and coffees. We're going to have chill out, and we're going to just chat about yes.
Champagne.
Everybody needs a cup of tea and a scone. No, like an English
bolognese. Bollinger's, I should say. But this is bolognese. It's been a while since I had a champagne tea. Bolognese is not Bollinger's. I meant to say. Look.
Yeah. Jeez.
I know.
Are you losing the plot tonight?
I am.
Do you know what? We've had a really long day. We've literally done
a live at 3:00, but we've been busy all week and we're doing stuff. And it's Christmas. It's that wind down period, but we don't want to. We're going to continue doing this, and we've got a couple of days off. So the news items then. So the poll, I've been all over the place tonight, and we all over. Let's look at some of the comments. Let's go to you guys, because this is what the show's about. So good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Hello.
Connor says.
Did you watch it? That's really, really good. So do you know, the energy was really nice in there. There was a really nice vibe, and everybody was just kind of like pushing forward, and it just felt really, really good to watch, actually. So yes, a massive congratulations to Advance UK for becoming a political party.
Absolutely. Great news. Well done, Ben Habib, and all the team that made it happen, getting through the Electoral Commission, which can be quite tedious at times, but managed to pull it off. And of course, those who laughed at us, well, they're not laughing now, are they? I wonder who said that. Farage identifies as a pair of cheap flip-flops, whereas Ben and his team identify as men and women. Well, yeah,
warriors, actually. We are warrior women and warrior men.
Good evening, Ray. Good evening. Great to have you on again.
Hi. Oh, I love Ray. It's always good to have Ray on. Yeah. Just watched the interview with Don. Top stuff. It's so important, people with free speech, to speak the facts when we cannot. And this is it. He's formed a friendship over here, and he's coming to look after us. He's coming over to protect and help stand up with us. And I appreciate that because, he's almost being a voice for the voiceless, because we are being quashed in our freedom of speech.
Is that word, quashed?
I love that word, quashed.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that word, quashed.
Evening,
evening. Good evening.
Hello, beautiful caller. How are you doing? Hi, Andrew. Andrew 86 Corey. That's a nice. I'm just wondering if it was two of them or just that's his full name. Hello, Jay. How's it going? Good to have you on. Who cares about reform? It's just a toy pot. Oh, it's exactly
that's what it is. Yeah, absolutely.
It's exactly where it's at.
There's Jay.
Hello,
there.
Jay.
Hi, all. Marley. Good evening.
Do you know who that is?
No, I haven't got a clue.
She's ace. Do you know, this woman makes me laugh
right, okay.
so much, right? Every time she opens her mouth, I just start giggling because she just doesn't care. And she's just funny. This is Sharon.
Hi, Sharon. Oh, is this the Sharon we know? Sharon.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Sharon. Hi. Well, look at the name. I didn't quite see, and the picture doesn't look like her either.
It doesn't.
So, hi, Sharon. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, much love, advances. Great news, Paula. Absolutely great news. Everybody's welcome. Advance is the only way. Party. Let's have a look. Hi, Richard and Rogue. Yeah, please continue to share in the chat.
James.
No sound issue tonight, guys. Fantastic. That's great to hear. Hope you're all well.
Jeez, I know that was a nightmare earlier, wasn't it? It was just like, can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, no. You did not get the poll. Well, Martin, what you can do is if you...
Hang on, stop. If you did get the poll, what would you have voted? That's the question.
Richie is...
Roche.
Roche. Ferrero Rocher. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and joining us. And if you're watching us on X as well, welcome. But make sure you come across our YouTube channel where you can have some interaction with the audience, as it were, isn't it? It's great. We always have the same people coming back, and we love that and appreciate that. Ain't democracy wonderful? It sure is. It's a wonderful thing.
When it happens.
When it happens, yeah.
Like, come on. It's wonderful.
They cancel it so many times, and they look at Brexit. Remember when 17.4 million people voted, and then you had politicians trying to stop the biggest democratic vote in history. I mean, that's why I got in politics actually in 2016, because politicians ignored the British people. I was like, you're not ignoring my vote, no chance. And that's what a lot of people get involved. I think a lot of people got involved in politics because of Brexit.
Do you reckon?
Mm-hmm. I think they did.
I didn't.
People. No, I know. How did you get involved in politics?
I just did it recently because I was just so flipping fed up. I was like, God damn this absolute mess that we are living in. Mm-hmm. I am not prepared for my children or my grandchildren to suffer at the hands of
I got your friend on
the government.
You got your friend on, yeah?
Oh my gosh. Keir Starmer's a wanker.
We know what you think about Keir Starmer. I think all our audience know exactly what you think about Keir Starmer.
To be fair,
but you echo the sentiments of many people.
I do. I am the voice of the people who are too scared to say how much they hate Keir.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I am.
Just go to a TikTok.
My TikToks, gee whiz. One went completely viral yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah. How many views did you get for that? 100 and something?
It was 170,000 with about 8,000 likes and about 12, I don't know how many comments. But nobody likes Keir. Look, it's really that
Didn't you
obvious.
Have a few people defending him, though?
Oh, I had about 5.
Did you?
There's about 5 people out of many.
I know that because I see your reaction when you read the comments, when you go, what are they talking about?
They honestly were saying, oh, it can't be that bad. Conservatives were worse. No, they were bad for a 12-year period, but he has come in for a year and has decimated this country along with his fraudulent cabinet. Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about cabinet. Who's coming back? At
the start of the show tonight, now monologue, we discussed the reshuffle. Well, it's not a reshuffle, it's a movement like a chessboard in it on the front bench with the Labour Party, because there's talk about the one and only, guess who's back?
Stop.
Oh,
Bianca and Ricky from EastEnders. Bianca's coming back, babes, to the cabinet.
She was voted one of the sexiest women.
I understand that, but they're lying. And I think the men were blindfolded. But not only that, they had a bad bunch to be picked from. But listen, the thing is, she reminds me of, when like EastEnders runs dry, right? And they've got no content. So they're like, what should we do? I know. We'll get Bianca and Ricky back on. Yeah. So they've brought Bianca and Ricky back, and Keir is there going, I know, cabinet's going a bit like, ooh, let's bring another reaction in and let's just drag Bianca in.
Well, the story behind this was, remember, she resigned from the cabinet because of...
She was pushed to resign.
Oh, yeah. She had to go, didn't she? Because she, I think the case was that she avoided paying £40,000 in tax.
I called that out months before, and I was like, why is she not gone?
Exactly.
Because I investigated her.
Queen of the bins, as you like to call her.
All right.
Or Angie.
All right, Keir.
Oh, yeah,
She's awful.
I spoke to a few people, actually, and someone said to me today that they think she'd make a good Prime Minister.
Shut up.
No, I'm serious.
Shut up.
I'm deadly serious. Because she's...
Are you deadpan?
Absolutely. Do you know why? Because she's come from nothing, and she's come from a socially deprived background, shall we say, then they think she'd make a great Prime Minister. I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I didn't agree with it. But it's interesting how people think, isn't it? How people come to a conclusion.
That has given me a nervous wee. I feel like I now need a nervous wee. Listen, no. I need a nervous wee because this woman, being our Prime Minister, my God,
thought of it.
The bin situation, like she's fraudulent tax. She's just a nightmare.
So the news on her is that Keir Starmer, I think there was an article, let me just find it here, I'll bring it up now, my love. There we go. That one, that's Article 8 of the European Union, and she's going to tell me off later on that because she told me to rename them. There we go, there it is.
So can't get his words out. So Keir Starmer says that former Deputy and Jesus, can you get me words out, please?
Yeah.
Deputy Angela Rayner will return to cabinet. The Prime Minister said in an interview that he missed. Oh my gosh, he misses her, and said, "What?
Misogyny had played a part in the level of criticism."
Sorry, what?
Well, doing your job would be a prime anxiety. Just do your job without ripping the taxpayers off. I mean,
I need a nervous wee.
That wasn't nerves. That was food. That was. I could.
A nervous hiccup.
I could taste that.
I can't have her back in. Like,
but Keir Starmer wants to bring her back into the cabinet. I mean,
because he misses her.
Apparently, amongst Labour colleagues, so I've heard, she is very well liked amongst a lot of Labour MPs, the backbenchers included. They really like Angela Rayner.
I'm sure they do, the backbenchers like her.
Anyway, moving on very swiftly, shall we? So that's doing the news cycle. But some of the other stuff as well, the big things for me, I think, listening to David Lammy try and explain why he wants to get rid of juries when this is an absolute attack on our British judicial system and also our democracy, because, of course, it goes back to Magna Carta, even before that, actually, that we should be judged by our peers. And he wants to do this in the name of efficiency. In other words, if we get rid of juries, cases can be dealt with quicker by one single judge. But the problem there, of course, is when you have one judge and not a jury, things can go terribly wrong.
Corruption. And it is like true corruption. We have, like we were talking earlier, weren't we, with our beloved swoony Don.
I don't think Spooner is
Swoon.
I thought you said spoon.
No, swoony. Jeez, are you deaf?
Tired, that's wrong.
Right. So basically, they are just trying to remove democracy in its full entirety. But not only that, you have these judges who are coming in as Fabians, and they're all kind of left wing per se, right? And that's really quite troubling because we want to go, or we believe that our justice system is fair and equal under the law, balanced. Yes, it is not, because whilst we have the Fabians infiltrating, and I love the word tentacles, and you will find that Richie always says tentacles. Also, it is that deep and it is that dark and dangerous. They're just everywhere.
How would you recognize a left-wing judge then?
Just
because you're not going to wear a purple wig, is he?
Not just from the smell of them. They've got a smell.
The unwashed, like.
No. Let me tell you, Fabians are a little bit different. They are a little bit different to the left because they are just not that. They're kind of a bit more upmarket. But it's the Masons, the Fabians, the kind of collaborative judging. It's actually their narrative and what they say and how it comes out. Because I was judged by a Fabian Masonic judge, and let me tell you, you knew. Sorry, I am going to swear.
Yeah, carry on.
You were fucked, mate. You knew that you were fucked because of how he was behaving and how his attitude was towards me. And quite frankly, you just know.
I've never been to court in my life, so I wouldn't know.
You're such a liar. You're not allowed to lie. You're a Christian.
Well, Muslims are allowed to lie, aren't they?
Yeah, but
what's it called? What's it called? Al-Tika.
What?
Well, listen, whatever religion at the time suits me best, love. Whatever works in it. I mean, if you pray and it doesn't work, pray to Allah, Buddha, Jesus, whichever works in the end of the day. Go on, then. You're supposed to do the next section here.
Am I?
Okay, I'll move it on then, shall I? We're just tired, I mean, that's what it is. We're really tired tonight. So we wanted to talk about some of the headlines news. David Lammy, of course, some of the stuff we just mentioned, accused of distorting rape case data in a cynical attempt to justify jury trial reforms. And this is, of course, him wanting to scrap juries across England and Wales, as I mentioned, in the name of efficiency. But he's done it in such a way where he's lied about the data. He's lied about statistics, because he was saying that I think it was 60% of women that take cases to court of rape and everything else, they get dismissed or they get discharged, or there's a lack of evidence, which we know there's a high proportion of that. So he was saying that because of that, it's easier to have a judge and to deal with it more efficiently. I mean, I just totally agree with him, but he lied about the numbers.
Yeah, but not one judge, right? You have to have it beyond reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Right? A judge in his entirety, and if he's trying to quickly put things through, it's not going to say it's beyond, every case is just going to be swept through. And that's actually really, really unfair for the victims. And I can't stand how Lammy, I'm sorry, but the misogyny, or the alleged misogyny, is literally...
Are you using the word allegedly now?
Alleged, because
you're definitely getting into this TV game, I can tell. You're becoming so much like the rest of them.
Oh, the alleged misogyny. Listen, the misogyny is real, okay? He is actually... the rape cases are the most horrendous to deal with. And if you've been on a jury and you understand what is happening within a jury and you see the pain and the heartache, but not enough evidence... it just becomes this absolute minefield. However, with rape, unfortunately, it's a he said, she said thing, and there has to be either footage or DNA from the next day, and it's gross.
Ooh.
Hello.
We got our first American viewer on, and welcome. I think they joined us on the Don Keith show this afternoon, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that's wonderful. Thank you for joining us. Please share with your friends in the United States of America. Because we'd love to do something.
Why did you do the most ridiculous American accent?
I know, I can't do it.
Accent.
None of us are words are coming out tonight, do they?
Nope. We are so tired. Look, we're normally on form tonight, but we are so tired.
We are. Yeah, left-wing judge Andrew said left-wing judges are recognised by excusing paedophiles' behaviour as normal.
Absolutely that.
Yeah, we've seen that in so many cases, really. So the problem is with No Brainer, Angela Rayner here, the problem with No Brainer is that she has forgotten her roots. True Ray, she has money and now lives in Brighton. She was a breath of fresh air at first. However, she has that bent.
She now has that bent politician scent.
I think I read. Yeah, absolutely true. And
they smell, don't they? You can smell it from a mile off. It's like a sensory thing that we know on a spiritual level.
So going back to something then, right? So we've now registered with the Electoral Commission, right?
Yeah.
This one here. So Advance UK, as we start at the top of the show, is now a registered political party. We showed at the start of the show, we're going to show it again because people are just jumping on, the moment that Ben announced it. And there's been lots of traction on social media across X and other platforms as well about this announcement. And on the back of that, breaking news tonight, which we're going to show you again a bit later, Farage is under investigation for election spending on his expenses.
Yeah.
So we're going to play this video one more time for you to see the moment that Ben and Beeb announced in Manchester at a conference yesterday hosted by Nick Buckley that Advance UK was now a political party.
And I'm very, very pleased to reveal today that we are no longer just a movement. We're not just a collective of people who see the danger the country's in and are going to stand firm to restore our country. I can confirm today that we are now a fully fledged political party registered.
I think that was great. Quite a nice bit, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if many of you watched the broadcast, the live stream. If you didn't check it out on Advance UK's YouTube, I'm sure that I enjoyed it, the whole thing. They had so many different speakers as well. I liked Howard Cox. Howard Cox is a lovely, lovely bloke. We must get him on the show, actually.
He's just got a lovely way about him, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
He's a very humble guy.
So what else has been happening this week then, Rogue? What's been going on? Are you waiting for me to put up something on the screen?
Like literally.
But here's your friend. Look, how about this one then? There he is, Keir Starmer. He's saying the gloves are off. Basically, he knows he's in the fight of his life to keep not just his seat, but actually to still be the Prime Minister. So because you posted something a while ago how he wants to stay into power for 10 years. Of course, most of them do. But he is determined because he sees the rise of other parties like Reform. We're polling, and you can't ignore that, very, very high at the moment. But we've always said, what would it take for Advance UK to not just win the next election? I think there's a number of things. One of the things I believe is that Reform will implode because people are putting their trust in a man who's a political chameleon, in my opinion, and they actually see him for what he is. And some of these things are just starting to come out. Not some of the crap stuff about being in the playground saying racist comments. I mean, look, we've all said things in our past, whatever. But these things are coming up now, like the headline in the Daily Telegraph about him this evening that you shared with me, this one here. Farage reported to police over election fraud. It's going to take something seismic to happen to Reform, isn't it?
Yep.
For them to see the collapse. Now, What are your thoughts about Nigel Farage? 'Cause I've not really asked you this live, right? Because we talked about it personally. What are your thoughts about Nigel Farage?
Okay, so I've always thought that he is, he's very personable, right? Just from onlooking. So you look at him and you just think he's good with people. Everybody flocks around him. Everybody loves him. He's very charming. He's very charismatic. And there's this kind of like young kid looking up to like, oh wow, you're doing like an incredible job, and there's like this awe around him because he's just so confident. And when you carry yourself with confidence, you're onto a winner anyway. And he's always done that. I mean, you liked him, you were sort of like on his team, and I think having watched him and actually hearing how so many people have been treated inappropriately, you have to then ask the question, is this just like a slogan based, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it, but then when he actually gets into power, is he just going to like fail at the first hurdle because he just doesn't really care about the people that have actually backed him and supported him? But as a guy, I don't know him, can't really say anything. But again, that sensory thing, when he talks, just something doesn't feel quite right. And that's the truth. I can't say any more than that. I'm not saying that I don't like the man. I'm not saying, that, I know a lot of people have been hurt by him. And I know that a lot of people have been damaged by him. You see Rupert, you see, sort of Ben. Absolutely. It's not great. But for me, I can't really say it personally. But on somebody that on looks sensory.
So question. So why are you working and supporting and volunteering and working so hard for Advance UK, which you are? Those who don't know, you're head of operations in Wales and you do a fantastic job. And those viewers that know, that have met you, know what you do actually. And it's just incredible. What made you look at Advance UK as different from all the other parties to put your weight behind it? And you have done massively. So what was it? What was the thing for you?
So again, to go back, on this serious level now, I just don't believe in anybody, and I haven't believed in anybody, and I've just felt really kind of forlorn and lost on a political sort of arena. It's just like, where's my home? And you see so much corruption and you see so much bullshit that just falls out of people's mouths. They say one thing and they do another. You see like manifesto lies. You see, this is what we promise, this is what we pledge, and then everything is just a complete lie. You can't say anything, but it's just a complete lie. So when I saw Ben speak, I saw how he'd been treated. I saw just that he was quite integral and that there was a lot about him that kind of spoke the truth, spoke into what I believed in. So his motives into wanting to save this country, were everything aligning as to why I wanted to save it, because of my children and my grandchildren. So I absolutely had faith in Ben and how he spoke. I have faith in Ben in why he's saying it. And, he's not perfect. He doesn't get it right all the time, but do you know what the beautiful thing is? He will own up to that, and we all as people have to have that integrity and that kind of, ownership within us to be able to speak freely. He's got great integrity and he's just such a good guy, and I think with that, we've basically walked alongside, and I wanted to back it because I believe in Wales also. And Wales is really, really important to me. And obviously you leading Wales, it's just, I think it's just really important that you put your weight behind somebody and something that is going to do
absolutely
what it says it's going to do.
I think when it comes to politics, I mean, when you've been around politics for a while, you get to see through the cracks. And every party, nobody's first to say, no politician or no party is perfect. You'll find fault with any party. No one's perfect, by the way. But I think it's when you find people that don't tell you the full truth and just want to win you over by saying the right things, but they're not delivering, then that's where the public lose trust in politicians. And we have seen a complete dereliction of trust in our political system, in our democracy and everything else. And for that to be restored, you need someone who believes in democracy, someone who believes in sovereignty, someone who believes in the freedom of speech. And I think what Ben has done is set the course and said, look, as a political party, while everyone's talking about policies, what's your policy this, what's your policy that, they'll come out next year, all in good time. At the moment, we're focusing on the core values of who we are as a political party. And I think that's essential when you're trying to gather people together like minds and like hearts. Now, over 40,000 people that have joined the movement, and since becoming registered as a political party yesterday, Ben made that announcement, I think we're going to see a huge rise of more members joining. And of course, we're passionate about Wales, but we're part of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. We believe in nation state devolution has been a disaster for the people of Wales, and we need to have a government that governs for and on behalf of its people. But it's been the other way around. Politicians think that they're our masters, don't they?
I think it's absurd. You know, they work for the people. You know, we are the people who actually say, this is not working, that's not working. So the infrastructure is completely backwards. But with Advance UK, it's you know, from the bottom up. Whereas other parties, it's from the top down. And that's not healthy because, you know, they're not our masters. We are supposed to go to them and say, this in our area isn't working. We need to see more of this. We need to see more of that. Like, you know, schools, education, you know, the NHS, you know, I mean, there's so much that we can talk about, but do you not feel like you're just going over the same old ground?
No, it is a lot of time. It's still important to hear it though, isn't it?
I just feel like we go over the same old ground because it's the same intrinsic things that are failing. Labour are promising things still. They are saying that they have actually, do you know what really irritates me? Because they're really good at lying. They actually say, oh, we have actually you know, given more NHS appointments out. So we're actually like resolving the backlog. It's not true. Do you know that they are handing out letters, but the letters are for a year in ahead, you know, and it's like, hang on a minute. So I've got an appointment in December 2026. So you're now telling me, Labour, that you are clearing up the backlog with appointments, but it's going to take a year for me to get seen.
It's like that being economical with the truth. We'll tell you some of the truth, but not all of the truth, because you don't need to know the truth. That's kind of how I would say it. Yeah, that's what they do.
Isn't that all politicians?
Well, yeah, majority of politicians, I'd say so. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things. You know, when we've travelled and we've been to events, and people make that accusation, they say, "Oh, well, you're a politician, Rich," and I always say, "I'm not a politician." And you say, "Well, you are because you get involved in politics." But I'm not an elected official. I've never been elected. I've stood for elections. But what is a politician then? I think is an elected official myself, because I don't like the tag being called a politician. I always rebuttal is it against it, because I don't like it because of what comes with it. You know, your usual kind of thing. He's just spinning a yarn and, you know, getting us to vote for him or her.
But isn't it really sad that it's come to that you actually don't trust your politicians? Because, you know, it's like each and every one of us are suspicious, right? If I say to you, I'm going to come on next Sunday at 8 o'clock and I don't come on, there's just that unreliability, you know, and then you start watching. If I say, oh yeah, I've done this and I've done that, and then I haven't, you know, then like you start to look at things and you think, oh, I don't trust that. But if you have people and you've elected them into power, that's a whole different ballgame.
Absolutely.
Because they're then in power and then they're abusing your trust, my trust, because what they're doing is giving you one thing, dangling it, and then pulling it away.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what we're seeing more and more is people are waking up to the reality that politicians have failed them. And what's happening is there's a shift happening. I think people are getting more politically involved now at constituency levels, because we've often said this on the show, Rogue, haven't we, that people think politics doesn't affect them. But if you're paying your utility bills, you're paying council tax, or you're paying any bills, your mortgage, for example, the interest on that mortgage, or you've got savings, you have a pension, you are affected by politics. So when someone says to me, I don't want to get involved in politics because it's a waste of time, it doesn't bother me because it doesn't affect my life. Actually, it affects you massively. And that is why I would say to people that are non-political, you don't need to understand. Some people don't, because they don't understand it. So they step away. I don't understand the terms, you know, parliamentary privileges and the OBR and the GDP and all the you don't need to understand. All you need to know is that there are people that we vote to carry out our wishes and what is best for us as citizens and as constituents. And if they don't, you get rid of them at the ballot box. That's it in a nutshell, really, Rogue, isn't it?
It is. I'm totally new to following politics, and Richie was why I started doing research on this. Richie is a good man, and I only wish he would represent us in South Wales as MP or First Minister of Wales.
Well, I'm not sure about the First Minister of Wales. That's some task, some job. Thank you very much for the comment. I really appreciate your encouragement. It is nice to hear some encouragement sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I was a younger man, maybe I am 50 now. Not too old to be the next First Minister of Wales, is it?
I love seeing me.
Yeah.
I love seeing me write to me.
I know. You're looking at yourself all the time. Yeah.
It's double speak. Orwell knew exactly where we were headed. Yeah. You're right, Andrew.
It is the Orwellian window, and it's turning and changing every single
the
day.
Window.
Or whatever you call it. I call it the word Orwellian as well. Have you read George Orwell? I don't know.
Yeah, a little bit. Bruce and Filtered.
All right, so what does chapter 3 say?
My goodness, I don't know. Bruce and Filtered latest YouTube video on the mainstream party frauds is awesome. Okay. Hi, Lee.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank you for your comments.
in.
Keep them coming in. Our numbers are going up. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. By the way, we have a website as well. If you'd like to donate to the show as well, because we're voluntary, obviously, please go to our YouTube channel, and on our links, social links, there's Buy Me a Coffee there, and you can leave a small donation. Any amount would be really appreciated. Thank you very much. In America, to the voting machines digitally control the votes. The Dominion machines were recently purchased to stop the steal. Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. We were discussing Donald Trump a little bit earlier, actually, with our guest Don Keith this afternoon. If you missed that broadcast, make sure you watch it. It's on our playlist.
He's such a good guy.
It was fantastic. We looked at Trump, the MAGA movement, and lots of other things as well. He was really good, wasn't it? And he also talked about the Second Amendment, which in America is the right to bear arms. And he said to us that the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, if that doesn't work, you just go to the Second Amendment. Great idea.
We don't have that here, though.
No, we don't. We did in the 1600s, but unfortunately,
we're no longer there unless we get a time capsule.
Time
machine and go back.
We could make a policy from Advance UK or something like that. Anyway, I'm not going to push policy here because we haven't got any policies yet because we're working on them. We hold ourselves to the local political governance. It starts at the local level and carries forward to all offices. We do have to be engaged fully. Absolutely, thank you for that. I mean, and I think people are engaged politically, whether they believe it or not, actually, because if you think about your child in school, if the teacher is teaching something in education you don't like, I mean, that could be a political thing. So people don't realize, I think it's the word politics and politicians because of what we see on TV, and it puts people off, especially during the COVID era.
I'm sorry, but I've got to say, when I used to watch like P&Q, whatever,
PMQ,
right, let me tell you, I would sit there and I'd be like, I used to do this in my drama classes. Like, it is just pure drama. It is pure like theatre, isn't it? It's very theatrical. Hey, but like when Kemi did come out spitting those bars, like she just rocked my world. I had like a little, she owned him. And when she was talking about the mansplaining, flipping love that. But the point is, it is theatre, right? All of our money, taxes, payers, literally going into that theatre style, like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm excited about Advance UK. Good times ahead for sure. Sanity is on the horizon. Yeah, common sense politics is what we actually need because we don't have a lot of that around today, unfortunately. We have people who for some reason think they know better than everybody else, and that's not the case, is it? I think, as you said before, politics is about listening to the people and then obviously taking the wishes and best interest of the constituents or the people they represent at heart and mind, representing them as well. Don Keith was great this afternoon.
Great guest on the show, but the main attraction is Richie and Rogue, the Welsh warriors.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. I'm not feeling much of a warrior tonight. I feel really drained. I feel really tired. I mean, I don't want to keep going on about it, but I'm going to go on about it because my nickname is Grumps. So,
very grumpy.
But thank you all for the comments. Keep them coming in. We did start the talk of the show, but we need to redo it because we've had a lot more people join us. We're up to 500 viewers now across all of our platforms. So we need to mention a couple of things, actually. And it is the great news that Advance UK is now registered as a political party. So watch this space. It's going to be exciting. And also we talked about the rebranding of the show. It's no longer called Saints and Sinners or the Landlord, but now it's called the Richie and Rogue Show.
And that's because of the poll that you didn't actually vote for.
Well, they did vote. They just They just voted for me to win. That's what it was, my love. How do I hide that comment? So look, there we go. That was the poll there. Should be called Richie Rogue Show.
Hang on a minute. How many people did not vote?
Well, you can't include those who didn't vote in the votes.
Yeah, but I want to know who didn't vote because they should have voted.
Now you sound like a Labour politician. Can we count the votes that didn't vote? Well, no, it doesn't really work like that. You sound like this guy here now. Yeah.
No, I don't think that's that. Oh,
You want to count the votes of the people that can't vote?
No, but I'm just joking. But Keir's voice, right?
Yeah, let's talk about his voice. Yeah.
There is something that just drives me to distraction.
Is it like robotic?
It's very nasally, isn't it? He's just like, oh, no, can't stand it. His voice. He's just no leader, is he? He's an irritant.
Well, he was elected. And he was elected based on his manifesto.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I didn't.
We were desperate. There were 12. It was like desperation.
I was more than desperate.
I did vote for him.
That's what happens when you have 14 years of Tory failure and failing to deliver for the British people and not getting Brexit done. People look, where else do we go? The Greens ain't going to get in. The Liberals weren't going to get in, even though they had a good campaign. So they went to the Conservatives. Now, talking about the Conservatives, Farage and the Conservatives doing a deal. Mm-hmm. Interesting, isn't it? Now I just
find it absurd. Well, it was going to happen.
It doesn't happen yet.
No, it's going to happen. They're on allegedly.
You're getting good at this now.
Allegedly
You're getting good at this political thing now. You're saying allegedly all the time. Oh, yes, just in case, yeah. But because, of course, Reform have had an influx of defectors from the Conservatives, like Danny Kruger, who's an MP with them now, Sarah Porchinal, all these different ones. They're all former Tories. If you look at their kind of MPs they pick up, and I think the Tories are realising, some of the MPs, they're going to lose their seats in the next election. So they're looking at Reform as a potential alignment or association of alliance, aren't they?
Well, yeah, they don't want to lose their seats. They want to have something where they.
What would you do if you were a Conservative MP looking at the polls right now? What would you do, Rogue?
I would just give up the ghost. There's a song about that. Give up the ghost, don't want him, baby. That's what I would do. Just give it the ghost.
Why did you give it the ghost? What do you mean? You'd step.
Just look.
Or you'd walk away from a good pension and the idea of good salary,
right?
And
most
expenses
of them,
and 3 houses and.
What? Right? No, because we need to share the wealth with everybody, and I find that Rupert actually. He gives his money, doesn't he?
He's a wealthy man.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. But he still gives his money, to his constituents, and he helps out in his area. And I love that.
I love Rupert Lowe. He's a great guy.
He's just such an amazing guy. And so, no, I would separate. And they all look really old. It ages them, doesn't it?
It does. Politics does age you, yeah. Yeah, that's why I want to get out of the whole thing. Anyway, but not right now. Anyway, because we got a job to do. We got to, in fact, on a serious note, we got to save our country. And Advance UK is offering real hope to people. Obviously, that we stand for the freedom of speech, sovereignty, democracy, and equality under the law. They're things I believe that this nation has lost tragically to the ideology of wokeism, of liberal leftism, and all that kind of stuff. So we're fighting for our country again, and that fight is very, very real. So if you are with Advance UK and you're watching us, thank you so much, because we've got some exciting things happening. This isn't an Advance UK kind of YouTube channel. You probably already noticed that. This is completely different. Just happens to have me on here as well. That's all it is.
And it's just because obviously their news of being, a political party. Yes. But what I will say is that I was noticing, like in a lot of polls or in a lot of conversation between people, that people were on the fence. They were saying, listen, I'm kind of with Reform because this is now a split. This is just like, why are they doing it? I'll only join when they become a political party.
Absolutely.
We're now a political party. So for the people who were sitting on the fence and were umming and ahhing and just deliberating, what should I do, what shouldn't I do? It has now happened. There is that new surge that needs to take place because Ben for 10 is the only way forward.
So get those hashtags going, Ben for 10. And Advance UK is moving forward. Don Keith, our US guest who was on this afternoon, are live at 3:00. Actually, he supports Advance. I can't vote him, obviously, but he supports us as well. He loves what Ben stands for. One of the most powerful interviews I've ever seen Ben do was on Liam Tuff's show. Absolutely blew my mind. Did you watched that as well? What did you make of it?
Again, he just says it as it is, and I just think that his passion and his understanding of the country and his understanding of politics is beyond most. And he's just got this way with words. And, again, he doesn't have to be doing what he's doing, but he's wanting to do it because he understands that nobody else is doing what we say that we're going to do.
Yeah.
Like we've got Farage who was saying, I am going to do this, I am going to do that. And he's U-turned and flippy flopped. And it's bloody frustrating to watch. And I think for Ben, he's like, actually, if Farage was going to do what he was going to do and say what he's going to do, then actually I don't need to do this. I'm not here to split anything, but I'm here to stand up and say, if this isn't going to get done, then I have to step in to actually ensure that it does get done.
Absolutely. And I think one of the key things to remember, Rogue, in all of this is, you know, we know Ben personally, and he's not a man that minces his words. He knows what he wants, and he's a go-getter. And I think what's important is that he gets the right people around him, hence why he's launched the college. Minds that, you know, can bring different things to the party, to develop policies that will not only be slogans, because they're more than that, but they're legal frameworks by which we can deliver real change in the country. And that's been important, because a lot of politicians would say, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And when they get into power, they go, shit, we've opened the books. We can't do that. We don't have the, you know, we might have a 20-year contract that the previous government signed that we can't get out of. So there's clauses in there. So we need to have some of the best legal minds in the country on the college. We need to have the best, you know, medical minds in the college. We need the best scientific minds in the college. We need all people from all walks of life, and those who've got lived experience. Because one thing you cannot buy, and university do not teach you, is lived experience. When you've been through some stuff, you can understand life a bit more, and you can appreciate and you can sympathize with people. I think having a group of people like that, you know, running, if you like, the development of the policies is going to be massive when it comes to manifestos in 2029.
So Ray is saying advance is the last hope for an awful lot of people because it's different from the same shite that was on the ballot previously. Now, Ray is actually part of advance as well. And it's just incredible to have him, you know, on side, because I know what he does. He's an advocate. He works hard for people, and he works for people in his areas, and he's just works tirelessly. And it's so good to have somebody, you know, who again understands and can advocate for people and be there to understand what's happening on the grassroots level, to then tell everybody this is how it's going, this is what needs to happen. And, you know, Ray will be absolutely, you know, brilliant in helping to make changes.
Lots of love coming here for Ben for 10, Ben for 10. But listen, Richie and Rogue for 10. We would ruin the place, mate. I tell you what, we'd be turfed out within 2 days. I wouldn't give it 2 days. No, I mean, literally, like, I couldn't live in number 10. I have been there with a petition, and it's not my kind of scene. No. But thank you for the confidence in us.
That's so lovely.
You're not just living in 10 Downing Street. I'll have flat number over there. You can have the flat over there. I mean, can you imagine that? We just have house parties all the time.
Just have house parties.
I know. It'd be great, wouldn't it? It'd be fantastic.
What's going on?
So what else happening in the news then? So thank you for watching us, by the way. We're up to nearly 600 people across all of our platforms as well now. So thank you for tuning in. We began talking about Labour as well. Angela Rayner, that Keir Starmer wants to bring her.
No. This is not Angela Rayner. This is Bianca from EastEnders.
Yeah, so she is being touted to come back into the cabinet. And I
Why? Like, what is, because Keir misses her? Like, come on, this is bullshit. I don't care, right? She lied. She's actually evaded, like, taxes.
£40,000.
Yes. That is, you can't have somebody like that in the cabinet. Like, they need to set the precedent. If they're doing, do as you say as you do.
Yeah, baby. I agree. Amen to that, sister. So yeah, they talk about her coming back in the cabinet. Now you sent me an image earlier. I don't know if I should put it up or not. I'm getting into trouble for this, but anyway, we're going to go with it now. Should I put it up?
I don't know what it is.
What have you been up to this week? I often ask you what's been going on with you this week.
I'm not saying it again. That's the third time I'm telling you. What have you?
I had a surprise and it's gone. I've lost it. I've lost it. Anyway, I'll get it up during the break now. I'll come up to a break in a few moments, folks. We're going to show you one of our funny videos, because we always do a funny video on the show, don't we?
That's right. If I pick them, they're funny. If he picks them, I sit there with a mediocre half grin. So let's just see if this is funny.
To come to their own judgments about someone who once flirted with Hitler Youth when he was younger. That is for the public.
I'm Lammy, bro.
I'm Lammy, bro. I'll tell you what I said, what I really said.
You lied, what I said, what I really said.
I'll tell you what I said, what I really said.
Explain what I said, what I really said.
I wanna really wanna zig lies. If you want my story, don't check the facts. History's boring, man. I just launch a text. Hitler Youth, yeah, I dropped that line. Backtrack fast, cause the sneer weren't mine. I'll tell you what I do, what I really do.
I see my pair of shopping sticks on you.
I wanna really wanna zig lies.
If you wanna be like Lammy, you gotta fake with your friends.
Gotta fake with your friends. flop on TV. Deputy PM, but it shouldn't be me. Every day a blunder, every day a gap. Even Keir Starmer tries not to laugh.
If you wanna be like Lemmy, you gotta fake with your friends.
He's faking again.
They use me as a
Cannot City ends.
If you wanna be like Lemmy, you just gotta spin.
You got to spin.
It's too heavy.
So I just dive in.
Boys forget my brief what the minutes see. Yes, Daily PM, but it shouldn't be me.
Every day a blunder, every day a gaff. Even Keir Starmer tries not to laugh.
If you wanna be like Lemmy, you gotta fake with your friends.
He's faking again.
Hitler used me as a collapse in the end.
Slam my story down and wind it all around.
Story down and wind it all around. Slam the story down and wind it all around. Slam the story down and wind it all around. Slam the story down.
And Zig a Zig live.
That was fantastic. Absolutely.
That was
brilliant.
good.
That was good.
I will
that
give
one.
you that.
That was good. You like that one?
Oh my gosh, it's like awful but good.
Yeah, we want to say thank you to the Crew Kern Gazette for that video. Thank you. Credit to you for that as well. And tonight's show is sponsored by us because we don't have any sponsors yet. So just thought we'd let you know that. But if you want to know more about the show, we have a website that's been developed right as we speak. We are on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We're on X at Land Sinners and at RW Taylors. And you can find out more on our YouTube channel. Join the community. Get engaged. The poll will be going up tonight. We haven't decided what that poll is yet, Rob.
No, we haven't.
What's it going to be?
Don't know yet.
What's it
I'll
gonna
decide
be?
later.
Tell me what you want. What do you really, really want?
I want a Zig.
I want Lammy. I want Lammy.
Out.
Yeah, you're pushing me away. Yeah? You're pushing me off this. Pushing me off set, yeah. So going back to you moved the computer.
Apologies, everybody.
You tell me off for doing that. Don't you normally? You're like, don't move the computer. Remember Brecon when we did the live? What was going on in Brecon? If you watched the live show from Brecon, that was fun. That was a good time, wasn't it?
It was ridiculous. All he had to do was just tapping the table and the whole thing was just wobbling. And I was just like, stop it.
No.
So I was kicking him into the table.
I know,
Didn't work.
No, it didn't.
Just.
Right, going back to Lammy then. See, David Lammy, right? So this is the guy that...
He's a monster.
Did
Did I say that
straight to the
out
point?
loud?
Straight to the point.
Did I say it out loud?
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
Okay.
You normally do. Nothing sticks in your head, love.
No.
He has overseen the wrongful. I'm out here. The wrongful release of prisoners, of course, and under his watch, it's been a shambles in it really. And now he's getting rid of juries, which is totally undemocratic, and it stinks of dictatorship. It really, really does. And he's doing it in the name of this efficiency thing. So if we get rid of juries, then cases can be heard quicker. We know that's not the case. There's been a huge backlog because of, and I go back to it all the time on our show, because of lockdowns. The lockdowns, the devastating impact that they had on our country and on the minds and hearts of young people, I will never, ever forgive the Conservatives, Labour, and all those who voted in favour of shutting and locking us down and taking away our civil liberties. That's what they did in Great Britain. And I think it's absolute disgrace. And they'll never do it again. I mean, if you are daft enough, that's a nice Welsh word, daft enough, to listen and comply to any government diktat that comes down the line and says to you, you cannot leave your home. You stick two fingers up them and tell them where the sun don't shine and you live your life. Because
Apparently there's a new one coming though.
well, they can get stuffed. I ain't complaining.
Starmer's pre-warning of another flu-like deadly flu that's going to be coming along and we all need to go into lockdown.
Jab. I don't know if I can say it on YouTube, but I've just said it anyway. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I believe in bodily autonomy. Anybody can, it's your body, it's your choice. But I believe in what I believe in. And I think when governments overreach with their power and start dictating to its citizens, you can't go there, you can't do that. This is what you should eat. This is what you shouldn't eat. That is a dictatorship. And we do not live in a country like that. And this is why Advance UK is so important, because we'll fight for those freedoms and repeal things that Tony Blair brought into action. Do you know what I found out the other day about Tony Blair? You do. I shared it with you the other day.
Tell me then.
Think now. So I'm just testing you on our conversations. If you actually remember a single word I ever said.
I don't listen to
I got excited about it. I said, I didn't know Tony Blair did that. He got rid of something.
Oh, yeah, but I can't remember. But I know.
You can't remember then?
No, because I'm menopausal.
Tony Blair in the 90s got rid of the death penalty for treason. Only in 1998 did he do that. Now, I didn't know that. So up until the late 90s, the death penalty, or capital punishment as it's known, was still in place for treason in this country. And isn't it funny that the guy that got rid of it committed probably the biggest treason that we've ever seen on the Iraq War?
He did it to save his mother sorry ass.
He did enough, and he's still doing damage to this country today. That's why I'll never forgive the man. And think of what he put this country through.
You need to stop saying that you won't forgive people. Do you know what? You can never trust them, but to not forgive them, that makes you bitter.
That's on me then. It is between me and the father upstairs, isn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, I'll never forgive them. Oh, I'll never forget. Then how's that? I'll never forget. I'll never forget.
Don't forget what they did.
Consider myself corrected. You're the saint tonight. I'm the sinner then.
That's right.
Okay.
But we're not called Saint Sinner anymore.
No, by the way, we're now the Richie and Rogue show because the polls were in, and you've decided that's what we're going to call it. And we want to do some coffee. I was going to suggest we have a morning show as well. So you get up at 6 a.m, we'd be in your TVs or
absolutely
in whatever,
not
with a cup of coffee and a croissant. But she won't get out of bed, will she? I can get up and get on with things and get the studio on phone and say, "Come on, I'm here," and she'd be like, "Oh, I'm still in bed, Rich." You'd be still in bed.
I'm not great at mornings.
I know. You're not an early bird, you, but you're more of a night owl, aren't you? Because at night you're up till all hours, and I'm probably like half asleep. Probably.
I love owls. I think owls are actually really quite a beautiful species. And actually, I ran over one once.
What?
It was
what do you mean
so
you ran
bad.
over an owl?
I cried for a week. There was this car in front of me, and literally it was driving up, and it was climbing up this hill, and I thought, okay, maybe it's slowing down because of the hill incline. And so I started slowing down. Anyway, it kind of did a little swerve, and I thought, man, this guy's pissed. Like, well, he needs to just keep his eyes on the road. What I didn't know, oh my gosh, it was awful. It was so soul destroying. There was this owl in the middle of the road, and he tried to swerve around it, and I just, oh no, it broke my heart.
Did you stop?
Yes, and had to put it on the side of the road, and I tried to call out to the mother owl.
Well, like, ooh.
No, listen, it was awful, and I felt so horrific.
I feel for you.
No, it was actually devastating. I can sort of laugh about it because it's still traumatic. So trauma and laughter still go hand in hand.
Are you one of those that laughs at people's ills? So when someone falls over, like they're running for a bus and they run into a lamppost, do you laugh at them? Yeah.
Because if it's normally me.
So have you ever done this? Or have you ever done something where you're going to fall, and as you're going to fall, you start running instead, so you pretend to keep the run going because you know people are watching you? Or if you see a bus and you're running for the bus and you miss the bus, but you keep running so you don't let people know you've missed the bus. You could be running for 3 miles, you never come back. My mother, when I was 18, my mother sent me out to get milk. I never came home. Anyway,
but do you know what? Right? Do you know? I thought you were going to say when you fall over and lean out. Do you call
you
out?
Do that thing, don't you?
No, but I called out, and when I was 32, I'm no lying. I just went, "Mom!" What the hell?
You called for your mum?
I called for my mom as I was falling down. What an absolute knobhead!
I don't.
My poor mom.
You would have skated when you were younger, though. You did a lot of skating, didn't you?
Yeah, I love skateboarding.
You did.
I used to go to lots of competitions, and I used to just kind of roll around with my Vans caps and my Vans hoodies.
This show was not being sponsored by Vans. We wish it was.
Actually, we wish it was.
Yeah, so
and Oakley.
Yeah, yeah.
We used to
do
stuff
surfing as well, Oakley, didn't they? I mean, we're off topic now, but that's what we do all the time, innit? We just go off topic anyway.
Yeah,
but the big news is obviously the welfare reforms and everything else that they brought in, the 2-child benefit cap, which obviously is going to benefit certain demographic within.
What Vans did?
Not Vans, the benefits cap, not caps. Anyway, so yeah, there's that going on. Of course, reform, will they do an alliance with the Conservative Party? Of course, there's lots of chatter about Farage has denied it, but we know he says one thing and does another. So who really knows what's going on? We know that he's had a massive £9 million donation to the party from a tycoon.
It's massive, isn't it? It's the biggest ever.
Yeah, by Chris Harbon, who is currently living in Thailand, but a UK citizen. Now, he's got 3 big backers. He's got Nick Candy, who was with the celebrity, what's her name? She's gone from my head. And also Aaron Banks, and also now this guy, Chris Harbon, who was a Conservative Party donor. So there's plenty of money. So
that's why they're doing that.
This is why Vans UK we need to find, and we are in discussion with a number of people. I can't say too much, but we need to find some big backers because, to win an election, you need 2 things. You need numbers, that's members, and you need money. They're the 2 things. People talk
candidates.
About
the best candidates.
That's numbers. But people talk about manifestos and all. You need all that. But if you haven't got the members and you haven't got the money, there's no point having a manifesto. there's no point having candidates. If you haven't got members, who's going to vote for them? You've got, those are the two most, this is my opinion, the most important thing to win any election is money and members. Hence why Ben started the party, 30,000, boom, benchmark. That means there's an appetite in the country. And I'm hoping and praying that there'll be some millionaires watching the show and would like to donate to Advance UK to support the 2029 elections. Wouldn't that be something?
Wouldn't it be just amazing? Do you know what? Like Edward put it up earlier. Hang on, let me see if I can go to it. He said, oh Lord, it might be way back.
Yeah.
Basically, that we're actually on the first day that we actually were put down as 3%, weren't we?
Oh, that's the girl's name. Sorry, Holly Valance. That's who that Nick Candy's with.
The neighbours, yes.
Yeah.
So there was maybe Elon would donate some money to Advance UK.
Connor, there's a girlfriend in Thailand, okay?
Yeah, Reform have a WEF donor. That's actually, not
Absolutely.
great at all.
So what are you saying? What are you saying there, love? You lost your train of thought.
What was I saying? Don't know.
No, it's gone.
Edward. So
Edward,
actually, the day that we became a political party, we then actually had a graph and it was 3%. Advance UK.
There was questions, or even if it was real or not, that poll, they were trying to find the source, because YouGov do all the big polls, obviously, and there's Starvation as well as another poll that they do. But I think there's going to be more polling coming up now we're registered.
Yeah, of course, you should hope so. But where's the MSM?
Well, again,
why are nobody covering this?
If this was GB News, who used to be the People's Channel, Talk TV, you would have thought by now they would have said something, given that we've got over 40,000 members. We're now registered as a political party. You can't ignore us anymore. No doubt we're going to have many councillors in forthcoming local elections. We've got the Senate elections here in May, which we can either deny or confirm whether we're standing or not. And also we have the 2029 election, which is what Ben is keen to focus on, to build the structure. There's no point going into an election if your base isn't strong, if your foundations are wrong. So we want to get the foundations right early on in the party, and then to build on that gives us then gravitas when we go into future elections. I think that makes real sense, Rogue, doesn't it?
Of course it does. I was just thinking then of you in grey. Sorry, my mind is just like looking at you in grey. And I was just thinking, we were just recently put in some German attire, weren't we?
We were, yes.
And you actually looked good in grey on that, and you look good in grey now. But
you want about my hair? My hair's going grey.
Your hair's going grey. But I don't want to ever be put in German attire again. But then we had beautiful Advanced Jenny. So her name is Advanced Jen. She actually created me as a wren.
I know.
Because I said I wanted to be
on WhatsApp, I think, didn't you?
I wanted to be a wren.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to look good in blue. Was it blue? It's blue, yeah.
You look good in a Union Jack, really patriotic. That'll make you far right then if you wore a Union Jack. You know what I mean? You'd have to get a dress. You'd have to get one. Definitely. Well, we've got 661 viewers on here tonight. That's fantastic across all of our platforms. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
We're really glad that you did.
It's Sunday night chill out with us.
Yeah, it's just chilled out. But we talk politics as well, obviously, but tongue in cheek as well. But there's some serious things we discussed tonight. I mean, we're going to talk about Liz Truss a bit later. But I just want to mention something, Rogue, if I can. If you'd like to support us, either go to the link on the YouTube channel and leave a small donation. I mean, we've been giving about 80 quid so far in the last 6 months, which is great because we're saving that up to buy a camera, because right now we're speaking to you from a laptop. That's just genuine. We've got the studio lights in there, so we Rogue, which I dragged out of my garage, my old studio. But we are literally doing it live like this. So if you're able to help, scan that QR code, wherever it might be. I know you're watching on your phone, so maybe do it something else. And then leave a small donation of Buy Me a Coffee. We would really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We would. Well, next week, we got a guest on Wednesday, our Wednesday night show. So we do every Wednesday night, every Sunday night. So make sure you put that in your calendar diary. Set the notification bell in the YouTube channel.
Ding, ding, ding.
That's the one, ding-a-ling-ling. Because next Wednesday, we've got this gentleman on, haven't we?
I love him. Mm-hmm. Do you know what? I've seen he's doing so much good, actually. Yeah. He's actually feeding the homeless, and he's actually getting donations in, and he's actually going out and getting stuff ready for Christmas. Yeah. He's trying to ensure that everybody has food, that veterans, homeless people on the streets who can't afford to buy houses and are being prioritized, or the others are being prioritized over our homeless. He's just going out there.
Yeah, that's Haman Singh Kapoor. He's on X quite a bit, so you might have seen him on there. He's got a large following, but he is a wonderful guy who's been fighting for the freedoms that we all stand for as well. And he's a practicing Sikh, but he's got a lovely way about him. He's been attacked by his own community and by Muslims as well, and Islam, I should say. You've seen his car there with paint all over it. I mean, you know, the stuff that these people do. Have you noticed the be kind lot? They're not as kind as the hashtag. It's like, you know, well, be kind, but they're more militant and nastier than you know, those who claim to be on the right. Do you know? Yeah, but
they claim that
there is
the
no right
right
or left,
are the
is there?
fascists,
That's
don't
all
they?
that
And that
nonsense.
they are
It's a load of
awful.
crap. I don't believe there's left wing or right wing. You're either right or you're wrong. And if you're in between, then you haven't made your mind up yet. That's what I think, anyway. I mean, you know, left wing, right wing. I mean, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's been created by the political elites, as you've heard me say so many times, just to divide us. Because divided, they know they can conquer. Divide and conquer. Is that the term you use?
Divide, yeah.
Divide and conquer, is it?
Yeah.
Well, folks, I know we're doing for Christmas because what's happening for our Christmas special, Rogue?
Do you know what? We've got somebody special on, haven't we?
We have.
And we're going to put a Christmas tree up in the background, and we're going to turn the lights on, and we're going to have a little Christmas carol, and we're going to have some mince pies, and we're hoping that you will join us in your living room with a glass of Baileys,
Mulled wine.
jug of Baileys, listening to us.
Yeah.
And or mulled wine. Don't mix it though, because it's called monkey brains.
Oh.
Do not ever have Baileys and red wine together. Oh my gosh, that is a disaster waiting to happen. So Christmas lights, but we have a guest.
I like that. Christmas with Richie and Rogue. We do indeed. We have all the way from the UK, but now living in the United States of America. We have the wonderful political commentator and the Right Reverend Father Calvin Robinson.
Is he lovely?
He is actually. He actually is a very principled guy.
So I'm not allowed to swear on that
Oh,
show?
absolutely. Yeah, listen, he's good friends with Lawrence Fox, a friend of ours, and them two are best buddies, actually. And, you know, they do a thing called Fox and the Father, which some of you have seen.
I've seen
And,
it.
you know, they're very kind of...
But I'm allowed to swear.
Listen, my love, you can do what you want. This is a free country. We believe in the freedom of speech.
it?
We might not all like what you're saying, but we'll defend your right to say it. Do you know what I mean? We might not agree with what you're saying or how you're saying it, but we'll defend your right to say it.
Thank you very much.
Do you know, when I started doing this political thing, you know, I on social media, I used to rant a lot and say a lot of things that I kind of got a bit more chilled, I think, as I got older. I put the poll out on Facebook. Ray, it's too late. We're not changing the show, but thank you for doing that. Put it out anyway. Did Rogue send you a message by any chance? Did she?
No, I didn't.
I'm just checking. Let the comments keep coming in. Thank you for joining us. We're doing well tonight for Sunday night.
Lawrence Fox swears plenty. There we go.
Yes, there he does.
So if he swears plenty, then so can I.
He also smokes a cigar while he's on film as well. So I smoke my vape.
Too? Would that be just a bit weird?
Yeah, we can't smoke a cigar in the studios. You can vape, but you don't vape, so
no, I
it'll
don't.
be fine.
Can we get Ricky Doolan on for Christmas as well? We actually had him on recently, and he was brilliant. He could only pop on for about half an hour, couldn't he? Because he was going off to do another live. So he popped on for half an hour, but we can definitely get Ricky back on. It would be really good.
We could dovetail him in. There's no problem with that. If he's available, I will definitely get him back on. Any other guests you'd like to see on the show, then please let us know, because we want to get them on. People that you'd like to hear from.
What date's that though? 16th or 17th?
17th of December is our Christmas special. Okay, so make sure you do tune in, hit the notify me button. It's going to be fantastic with the wonderful Father Calvin Robinson. And we'll be having some fun in the studio. We're having some sing songs as well. Join us. It'd be great. We were going to do a Christmas live. So in the studio here, we have another room here that can hold about 50 people, I should imagine. And we were going to have a kind of Richie and Rogue live in the studio here, but it's too late now in the year. People have made plans. But we are next year, Rogue. What's happening next year? What are we doing? Focus.
I'm just looking at.
I know you are. I know what you're doing.
I'm just loving it. Sorry, but the sleeping giant is awakening, and the crackdown between two world needs. There is work ahead.
Yeah. So what's happening next year, Rogue?
We're doing our work, which is we're going to do a tour.
Yeah.
We are going to travel around, and we are going to have live nights with Richie. Did you have to tell me the right way round? Because you knew I'd say Rogue and Richie.
Yeah, I knew. I thought you were going to do Rogue and Richie then.
So you're like, Richie and Rogue.
Yeah,
Richie and Rogue.
Richie and Rogue. You're Mike.
Gosh. Yes. So we're going to put Eventbrites out, and we're going to come around, and we're going to have chats with you all. And we're going to do a competition next year. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be quite exciting.
Yeah. Well, actually, the competition is for all of you wonderful people that watch us every single week here on Wednesdays and Sunday nights. We want to do some giveaways, some prizes as well, don't we? Maybe a meal with yourself, Rogue.
It's actually, yeah.
That'd be £50 a ticket, that would, by the way.
And to pay for my food.
I would say that's just the ticket, that is.
We're going to do some competitions. It'll be
We
great
are
fun.
indeed, yeah. We are. And we're going to be traveling.
Yep.
Northern Ireland.
Actually, can I just quickly, yeah, we are, but can I quickly say the 13th? We're also going to the 13th.
Yes, big
So if
plug for
anybody's
that.
going to
Let
the
me get that up while you
13th,
speak.
which is the carol concert for Tommy Robinson and bringing Christ back into Christmas in London. So we're going to head there with David Atherton, who is my favourite in the whole wide world, who's actually not very well today. So I'm going to send him
big love,
lots of love. So anybody that follows David Atherton, just give him a shout out and just tell him that you hope he feels better, because he's feeling a little bit miserable and he needs a lot of love from us all.
I'm going to post this while Rogue does a few seconds with you guys there, and as a chat, I'm going to find the actual location and post it on their road. So yeah, Dave's not been very well, has he?
No, he's come down with this flu, this awful flu. And so because of that, he's just literally hidden away, whereas he would normally be up and out. So we're going to have him on our shows as a regular contributor. And he's just so brilliant. And he's just got this wealth of knowledge. And I love hearing what he's up to, what he's doing, what he's learned. But the 13th, we are going to be in London with Tommy Robinson for this carol service. I'd love to know who else is going. It'd be really, really good to actually get to meet some of you guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, just hang out for a bit. So if anybody's going, then give us a shout, let us know, and we'll come find you. It'll be really, really good fun, actually.
I'll find it before the end of the show. It's in my email somewhere. But yeah, it's all over social media. If you go to Tommy Robinson's X account, it's all over there as well. It's on the 13th of December. So if you know, put it in the comments so others can follow as well. £50 ticket for a date with Rogue is dirt cheap. Let's start with at least £1,000. Oh, classy lady. Yeah, and that's just to open the door for her. Just thought I'd let you know, because she can't be bought, you see. Can you, love? You're priceless.
What do you mean that's not helping a lot? Advance?
I don't know.
Andrew?
But
Andrew is... Come on. What do you mean it's not helping advance?
Are you donating? Oh, go on, go down. Are you donating 1,000 then, Andrew? Oh, right. Yeah, I get you now. Yes, we get you. Thank you, Andrew, for those comments. Thank you all for your donations that are coming in. We really appreciate it. By the way, we're not monetized on this channel. Just thought I'd let you know. It's because we've really only been really going here in the last month or so, even though we started in March, but we had some time off to help build up Advance UK here in Wales, which we're continuing to do. But we are not far away from getting made. In fact. Hang on a minute. That's what Andrew was talking about. Right, he's endorses.
Tommy Robinson.
Yeah, go on.
No, you say, because I had this chat with you earlier.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, hang on a minute, why is he now endorsing?
Tommy Robinson is an activist and a member. He's not a senior figure within Advance UK. Okay, so that's the first thing. So members are allowed to have an opinion that doesn't fit in with Advance UK. Anyone can. That's democracy and freedom of speech. Tommy has an opinion about certain people. So if Zia says something that aligns with Tommy's activism, for example, on immigration, Tommy will agree with them. And he say, I like what he said, or I agree with what he's saying. I'm standing to like this guy. I think he said,
I'm warming up to him now.
But it doesn't mean he's going to join Reform. I mean, or anything like that. This is just because Reform literally have torn him apart. I mean, look what Farage has said about him. Look at what Richard Tice has said about us, that lot, etc., etc. Farage has called him a wife beater and everything else. So it's not going to happen. But I think for someone in his position, for him to have an opinion over, Zia Youssef on Question Time, for example, last Thursday night when he made those comments about immigration, fine. He can do that. We're not all in the same boat. I mean, my position, I suppose, is slightly different because I am, a leader of Wales.
If somebody says something that's good,
yeah, I agree.
Sure, you can't be blinkered and just go, right, I'm part of Advance, so therefore I can't actually acknowledge if somebody's actually said something that's good.
You can't, yeah.
So Layla, she ripped that man apart. Yeah, I thought she was brilliant.
Kemi Badenoch last week in Parliament.
Was awesome.
Outstanding job.
Spitting bars.
She was indeed. She was mansplaining, baby.
I just absolutely loved it.
Yeah, good
question.
So
no, I understand what you're saying, Andrew. I do understand. But the point is that, we are going to go to support the Christ back in Christmas. And obviously, if we have Christians and Catholics and even Jews and even non-Christians.
Non-believers, doesn't really matter, does it, in that sense? We need to put Christ back in Christmas, don't we? That's what we need to do. Thank you, Martin. I think I am. Rogue disagree. Martin reckons I'm clued up on everything.
You are.
Fine.
You, apart from real life stuff. Politics, you are. Real life, I'm like, oh my gosh.
So, well done, Andrew.
And he's going to bring it to you.
What is
you ready?
What is it? Yeah,
no, here.
Well done. Opinions are like what? Yeah, arseholes. Opinions like arseholes. Everyone's got one. Most of them are full of shit. Anyway, well done to Andrew donating £1,000 for dinner with Rogue. Yeah, The dinner's on its way. It's called Deals on Wheels or something like that. But yeah, thank you for
Meals
that.
on Wheels.
Scan that QR code and you never know. You might be lucky. You might be a lucky man. You'll never know. You'll never know.
Hello, I am here.
I know you are.
Jeez.
But
Edward, between Edward and yourself.
I can wear a dress and heels, right? I'm fine.
Okay.
I'll be fine.
Rupert Lowe is a warrior fighting them all on his own in Parliament. What an incredible guy.
Yeah. It's great to see you, Lee, by the way. Thank you, mate, for following the show. Really appreciate you and all that you share on X as well. Yeah, Rupert is a great guy, but obviously he's got his own ideas and you have to respect that. And he started Restore Britain. He's set his own constituency party up, which is for the area that he is in, Great Yarmouth. Who knows? We're 4 years away from the next election, folks. If we get that far, I reckon 2028, a lot can happen and a lot does.
Election, or we're gonna. So, can I just ask a question, right? And I really, really want an answer to this. So, the only way, and I did a TikTok on this like quite a while ago, actually last summer, and the question was, what is the only way that Keir can like stop an election happening, and that is if he creates a war. Yes. Well,
not so much if he creates a war. If we're at war, if we're at war, yes. Of course.
Can somebody, if he knows he's going to lose his fighting chance in Labour, can somebody create like a drama? And create war? What's he going to do?
We're already at war. I mean, when you think, maybe not in conflicts in the way people understand it, but when you consider the money that we're sending to Ukraine and to fight against the Russians, and you think about what we're doing in other parts of the world through our foreign aid policy, the fact that we have no armed forces anymore, we've hollowed it out. You can't even fill Wembley Stadium without the amount of infantry that we have. I mean, the whole thing is a mess. The idea of going into a war now is beyond the pale. But if you remember, last year, he was given the war-ready talk. He was talking about, if Russia was to push more into NATO countries, which we're part of, by the way, then of course he would look at putting British troops on the ground, which would be a fucking ridiculous thing to do. So, there is that. Look, he's a busted flush. His time is over. He knows that. The Labour Party know that. He's holding on to power. And he's on his way out.
He said a decade. He was not going to go for a decade. And he was adamant about that. I've repeated that I don't know how many times. I'm bored of saying it by myself. But he is adamant. And he's even still saying it in the papers. I'm not going to be moved. Yeah. I'm not going. Well, I'm not budging.
Yeah, we all know that. But the thing is, it's not going to happen. He's not going to stay in power 10 years. I mean, if he wins the next election, I'm sorry, if you vote for him and he wins the election, you must be absolutely off your bin. That's all I can say, because there's no way.
Hang on, that's not democracy. You should be allowing people to vote for who they want to vote for.
They can't. But I'm saying if they do, you're off your bin.
That's judging them then.
Absolutely, I'm judging them with the state in the country. I can guarantee you, most Labour, the people that we've spoken to who voted Labour, what have they said to you?
Well, actually, there was that woman that I did locally.
Not just her.
Okay, no. I'm coming up with her. She was like, I hold my hands up. I am so embarrassed that I voted for Labour. Mm-hmm. I am ashamed because he has failed us. He has let me down and this country down. And it's true.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, Keir Starmer, we know he's a disaster, has been for the economy, and he'd say inflation's coming down and everything else, but look, the cost of living's going up. We still have a homeless crisis. We have housing shortage that they promised to solve. We have infrastructure problems. They talk about having business investment into Wales, but they never built the M4 relief road. So, transport is shocking. You try and go from south to north Wales.
Paul is right. Sorry, Paul is right. Gloves off is an underhanded threat to the people.
Well, of course, his gloves off. He's trying to say, I'm ready for work. I'm ready for business. This was the article, I think, this one in the Observer today. Our comments are still on. Turn them off. So this was it. Starmer, gloves are off. I mean, the guy hasn't got a fighting bone in his body. Did you see that video doing the rounds some time ago, him punching a bag?
I saw that.
I mean, the guy can't even punch a bag.
So the gloves off interview with Sir Keir Starmer leads the Observer. He tells the paper why he plans to fight on as Prime Minister and addresses his concerns about the growing support for reform and the Greens. Mm. Obviously, it's going to be a concern for you, Keir, because you're going to be actually booted out because nobody wants you in any longer.
Well, these people do.
Yeah, this is true. Don't worry, I'll keep you protected. No, don't worry, I'll keep you protected.
Secure the borders. What did someone say? If you want to secure the borders, put what's it called? Receptionists from doctors on. Yes. What was it? What was that again?
The receptionists from the doctors. You put them on the borders because there's not a chance in hell you're getting through that.
You never get through.
No way. Do you not find that their faces are like stern, or if you're on the phone to them, they're like harsh as hell?
They turn into doctors, and then the receptionists.
What do you want?
What's wrong with you?
They are gatekeepers.
Yeah. So if you were as a receptionist, right? present company excluded. Just
Doctor's reception.
Doctor's reception, yeah, just in case.
But does anybody think, right, because I think it, you just looked at me and rolled your eyes, but does anybody think that Keir Starmer is an Anglophobe? He's Anglophobic. He has a real disdain and a real hatred for the English people.
Do you know what? I disagree. I think he's totally deluded. I think the guy honestly believes he's doing a good job. Otherwise, he's mentally insane. There's no logical way of looking
Not
at
having
it.
that.
I do. We have to agree to disagree, love.
He's an
I actually
Anglophobe.
think he's absolutely deluded. Do you know, sometimes we do a show, I feel like we're doing goggle box and we're just talking to the screen.
So
Does it feel like
sorry.
a goggle box? Oh.
Starmer's mother should have swallowed.
Yeah.
He needs people in poverty to conscript. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, hence why they've done the two-child benefit cap. They're targeting, once again, that labour base, aren't they? So they're looking at people on benefits.
We're allowed to support whoever we want without the
Yeah.
elite trying to stop us.
Absolutely. Amen to that. We agree with that.
I'm a doctor's receptionist.
Oh, see, that's why I
Well,
put the
then we
apology.
can't. There we go. We can't get through. You should be on our borders.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get on those borders and stop these people coming in. So
You're busy doing the comments. So she's going to the comments now and she's
yeah,
posting
he
the comments
hates
now
the
again.
UK, hence why he's a globalist.
Yeah, well, I
So
know that.
actually, he's a Anglophobe.
Well,
He is.
he's on record saying he loves Davos more than the United Kingdom. I mean, that's all you need to know, because that's full of the globalists and the elites turning up telling you, about climate change once they fly on their private jets and their gas guzzling, 8-litre engine cars and stuff like that. And they're trying to tell you about the economy. I mean, COP 26, 29, whatever it was called, I can't bloody remember. You remember when they took out 8 miles of trees to build a road so that people like Keir Starmer could drive and make their way to the venue. I mean, it's just hypocrisy. Do you know what pisses people off most about politicians is the hypocrisy. I think that's what really grinds people's gears, is people look at politicians and it is the sheer hypocrisy. They say one thing and do it themselves. They virtue signal to, say all the right things but never do it.
So actually, it's not just, it's not just him that's under Blair, is it? It's the Blair's son is now involved heavily.
With
So the two
digital
of them,
ID,
and kind of get the digital ID off the ground and enforce that. And I think that's just like another reason, like with Lammy and Lammy's kind of antics and tactics in trying to create problems within the justice system, handing over, our assets, and he's a mess. Like the whole cabinet is a complete mess, and I cannot get away from how ridiculous it is that I think, I'm not advocating this, but how has nobody risen up properly yet? Like, we're doing strikes, we've got Richard Donaldson, who's doing the Great National Strike. We have people who are wanting to implement stuff and do it in such a way that is like helpful, peaceful. I am actually still in shock.
The only thing
people haven't risen up.
So the only way you can affect change in this country, and I keep saying this to you, is at the ballot box.
The ballot box is skewed as well.
As frustrated as you get, and as much as we might argue and debate it, the only way, because the way our democracy is set up, whether you agree with it or not, irrespective, it's through the ballot box. And that is why you have to find a political party that you can trust to deliver. And I think that's what people need to remember. That, civil war and riots and all that talk about, look, this is me now, you might disagree with me. As much as people get angry, it's not the answer. We don't advocate it. We're not going on the streets being vigilantes and having, anarchy in our streets because politicians have failed us. We have to find good men and women of good stature, of good understanding of what's going on, who do genuinely care about the country and the people of this country, and vote them into power and drain the bloody swamp of all these idiots who are in it for the wrong reasons. Because most of these politicians are career politicians. They've either come out of being a lawyer, or Oxford or Cambridge. I mean, you get your few that haven't, Angela Rayner being one, that the Labour thinks she's a great woman. But we need people that have come from a life where they understand what it is to struggle, to understand what it is.
We are not voting our way out.
What do you mean?
We're not voting our way out.
Well, that's an opinion. But
the ballot box is not.
So what do you suggest then?
Right, I understand.
What do you
no, I understand that now you're going to try and put me on the spot and say, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
What do you suggest? Conspiracy. What do you suggest we do then? Go on, I'll wait for an answer, because I agree with you. I agree with everything people say about we need change, we need to stand up. But the people who shout the loudest in echo chambers online have never stood as a candidate. I've never joined a political party. I've never put their name on that ballot box to say, I'm your candidate and I'll stand for you. So it's all very well us jumping on social media, TikTok, X, YouTube, Facebook, and saying, we need change, we need to do this. My question is, what are you doing about it? Rather than telling us what we need. We all know what we need. And that is and I've challenged myself like that, Rogue, because I remember when I used to do that, I used to shout at the TV and say, we need to do this, we need to leave the EU and we need to sort this lot out, get rid of these politicians, they're corrupt. And I stood there one day and thought, what am I going to do about it then? And that's why when I stood as a candidate, because I thought, you know what? Put your head above the parapet, put your name out there, stand as a candidate and ask people to vote for you and put their trust in you. That takes a lot of balls and a lot of grit and a lot of determination and a lot of sacrifice. And until you've done that, and that's why anybody who stands as a candidate, if some of you may have, I've got the utmost respect for you. Even if you never got elected, you have my respect. No matter what sort of the debate you're on, you know why? Because I know what it takes to stand up. I understand the cost that you have to pay. And I can say, fair play to you, take my hat off to you. And I would say, Rogue, the only way to do things to affect change is through the ballot box. If we lived in a country where civil rights was the way forward, you want to live in a third world country where they pick up guns and start shooting each other? Fine. But that's not Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It's not the country I live in. It's not the Great Britain that I know. The Great Britain is where we have great leaders who are principled, who are authentic, who deliver for the people, who want what's best for the people. That's what we want. And sovereignty, of course, to get that. Anyway, I'm ranting now, and I. Do you want to go ahead and read that?
Wow. Ray saying, Richie, you're right, mate. Drain the swamp. We need people of our ilk. However, Rogue does have a point. It's why I put my name on the ballot. I got pissed off not having an alternative.
Absolutely.
And that's the point, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, I get the sense of anger and, but the problem you've got is that we have hundreds and hundreds of years of history of Parliament. And Parliament is the bedrock and foundation of our country, which has been eroded because of our Christian constitution. Everything else has been attacked because we've been swamped by Islam, and things have changed so massively. People are like, what's going on in our country? We've lost our way.
It's not just Islam, it's actually corruption. I mean, you look at Kia, right? And you just look at the corruption. You look at between, again, everybody in the cabinet and how they behave. They say one thing and do another, like do as I say, not as I do. It's absolutely like the biggest hypocrisy ever. And it really irritates me, because how can you stand there and follow anybody or elect anybody or want people to be sort of your voice when they can't even deliver the most simplistic of things? You just, going back to see, you've decided to do something about it. Yeah, but like, I look at you, hang on, first of all, I look at you decided to do something, right? And you got absolutely battered. Like, you put your name out and you even came out with your story. You told your story, you shared your book, and you got absolutely slaughtered. They tried to pull you apart. They tried to pull your name out and put it out in the dirt. They tried to totally ridicule you. And I have grown up with you. We're like brother and bloody sister, right? I have grown up with you.
Hope not.
That's just weird.
Well, no, I don't want you to be my sister.
Why?
Because I haven't got a sister. That'd be weird. It'd be like finding a long lost sister. Like, where's she come from?
I have watched you go through hell and back. I have watched you be annihilated. I have seen you go through so much like tumultuous situations that you've had to contend with. And people, I don't know, like, I can understand why you don't want to put your name forward, right? I can, as in you don't want to go again and do the whole circuit again. I can either
deny or confirm. I don't really tell people what I'm doing, but I have already done that now with Advance UK, with Wales. So
yeah, but the point is, you're putting your name out there, you're doing what you're doing, and people, right, are still going to come after you. And it's really, really hard work to actually stand up for something that you love, that you believe in, and that you need to build trust, because other parties or, sort of people that are just out to get anybody, this is not just about you.
Yeah, of course.
This is about, it's a horrible, dirty job. But some people have to, like you said, we have to stay authentic. We have to continue.
You were so lovely, so humble. The way you turned that in and made it, rich, but you have done the same. Going back to the point about standing up and doing something, instead of standing on the sidelines and shouting from your TikToks, from your Facebook, you are part of the Wales team, an integral part of heading up a lot of what we do in our operations, and you have sacrificed time, and your name gets attacked, and we've had to protect you from things. We were put in Nazi suits, remember? So I want to give you credit, Rogue, as well, because you haven't just gone on, that's wrong, that's bad, the country's messed up, it's fucked up, and all the stuff, whatever expressions you like to use, but you're doing something about it. And that people should understand. And I think anybody that talks about the mess we're in but doesn't come up with a solution is not worth listening to. I believe in listening to people who say, do you know what? This is wrong. What can I do to help? It might be giving a leaflet out. It might be speaking to someone about Advance UK. It could be something so small, putting a tea and coffee morning on. It might be feeding the homeless. It might be hiring a community centre and doing a Christmas dinner. It might be picking litter. It could be helping the homeless. It could be a whole range of community projects you can do. And you do it simply because you care. And that is where what we've lost in our politics is care. We've lost what it means to care for people. So people are just like numbers on a spreadsheet, and that's all they are. But I want to tell you something I believe passionately with all my heart here as a leader for Advance UK was, people are not numbers. People are important. They're important to us. They're important because they've got stories. They've been through stuff, and they need to have hope. If you have no hope, you have no future. And there's one thing that we can do is to deliver for people, is to deliver some of that hope, not by the words we speak. I remember when I was speaking a few weeks ago, I said, people will never remember what you say, but they'll remember how you made them feel. Mm-hmm. And when you speak, people need to feel that they're moved by what you say because you're genuine, not because you're clever with your words or you're a great orator or anything like that. They need to see you making those differences and those changes. That's what we need in our politicians.
It's true. But it's also in like the backup of everything that makes the machine drive. You have to have people that are doing all the work in the background, so we can actually push people forward and say, it's your time to shine, get going. And, it has to be smooth operation, and it is so, so important, because people are like getting frustrated with Advance and saying, we're not getting this, we're not getting that, this isn't happening, this isn't doing, going quick enough. Gee whiz, let's have a little bit of patience. Let's have a little bit of just like hold that thought, because we are doing everything in our power to create the best well-oiled machine full of love. You know what I saw? It's completely ridiculous, but I'm going to say it anyway. Thank you very, very much, Lee. I saw this thing once, right? And it was about, and I'm all about love. Okay. I believe that love wins. And I believe that no matter what we do, we all have to do things with an attitude of love, gratitude, and to help one another, because community is so damn important. And we have lost community.
We have, yeah.
And so for me, there was this story once about this little girl, and she had a jar, and she basically wrapped it up and she gave it to her dad for Christmas. And her dad looked at this jar, opened it, saw that it was empty, and just threw it on the side, right? Because it just looked empty. But this little girl, oh my God.
What's your mind?
What? Oh, sorry. This little girl, from the last Christmas to this Christmas, every single day for the 364 days, had blown a kiss inside of it, right? And her dad discarded it. She'd blown a kiss and literally given it to her dad and said, but it was full of love. It was just full of love. Please don't discard it. And that's the thing as well. Like, if we are working intrinsically in the background to ensure that this is going to go forwards, that we can create something that's safe for the community, to make an advanced family, to have us all working together and actually having trust and faith in one another, which then gives Ben the freedom, Rich the freedom to be able to move forward. That is key. We aren't just, you guys, I'm not, you're not just numbers. We are people with opinions and history and stories that actually are so prevalent and important, and we all need to hear it as a collective, and we need to make that change in this country. And that is my thoughts on that.
Well, I'd vote for you for sure. If you stood as my candidate, I'd definitely vote for you, Rogue. I'm sure that our viewers would as well. I mean, your passion is second to none, and your advocacy for those who are vulnerable. I've seen you at work over the many years that I've known, 31 years, 32 now, going on 32 years. And I've seen you do that in an incredible, incredible way. Well, look, we've been on, I'm just looking at the time, Ashley. We're okay with time, Ashley. We've got plenty of time. I mean, it's only 9:30. It's a Sunday night. We're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere, so we might as well stay a bit longer. Rose.
Have another drink,
Yeah,
Baileys
well,
or a cup of tea.
Well, we haven't got a cup of tea in the studio, but I got this. I mean, I'm not sure I can drink that. I mean, I'm not sure that will go down very well. But anyway, we should give him a tour of the studios, actually, shouldn't we?
No, absolutely not.
Not tonight. Maybe another time then. But yeah, thank you for all your comments. Keep them coming in as well. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on X at Lansingers and at RW Taylors. Here on YouTube. And you may have noticed the name has changed. We're now at youtube.com/Richie-and-Rogue.com or something like that.
Actually, no. So we are Richie and Rogue Unfiltered.
Unfiltered. Well, yeah, that's
because I have a mouth with no filter, but I don't mean anybody any harm.
Oh, that's lovely. Look, England Patriot forever. This is my new favorite channel. So much positivity. Thank you so much. I think we're positive. Do you?
I do. And I have a little jar, and I'm going to give little jars full of love to Christmas. Just like discard it.
So no real presents, just an empty jar full of kisses. Yeah, that means a lot. It does to teenagers.
It was the sentiment of the child.
It was
like
the story.
And it's the same thing that like what we're trying to do, isn't it? And it's like we're a political party that's a baby. Political party? We're a political party.
I know.
Isn't that incredible? It is absolutely amazing.
Good night,
Andrew.
Good
Sleep
night.
tight.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Thank you, Raka.
Knowledge is truth. Hit the like button, everyone. Yes, please do hit that like button.
And do you know what? So we've got Edward here. And he's just an incredible asset to Advance as well. And, you know, each and everybody that is a part of Advance is an asset. But obviously, we're having to have people that are in, like, their strengths and doing what they're doing, you know, within the party. And, you know, much blessings to Edward. And, you know, many thanks for all that he is doing within the party. And Sharon.
She's your favourite person.
She's just amazing.
I know you've been. If I'm out somewhere with you, I know she's on the phone because you just burst out laughing. I think she's on the phone to Sharon. She's definitely on the phone to Sharon. It's just the way it is. So thank you, Sharon. Thank you for keeping her happy.
Oh, she does.
She does. I know. She
really does. We should have I'd love to go and see her again. So we need to come and have a
plan. Definitely. And don't forget, we're touring as well next year. We're going to be on the road. We've got lots of things planned, don't we?
Yeah. So people can sort of misconstrue. So Advance is one thing, and what we're doing is another. Like, we do talk about Advance. We love Advance, and we will bring it, you know, to the forefront to explain what's happening. But obviously, the whole show is about what's really happening in life, the spiritual, you know, your well-being, the political, and your everyday occurrences. Yeah, and we have guests on as well, different voices, different opinions. We're hoping to get guests on to have a big debate, have a panel as well, like a question time. So we'll have people with different opinions on as well. That's going to be interesting, where we will referee the whole thing. So we're really excited about that. And of course, your contributions is more important to us as well, because you are part of our family online. And we do, because we talk about, we don't call you subscribers. We call them the family, don't we? I mean, we say subscribers, but we say the family's on. So please hit that notification button if you can. That would be fantastic. So you'll know when a live is about to hit. We are every Wednesday and Sundays, but now and again we drop in at different times of the week as well. Are a former registered party? Yes, they are. They are a registered party. They're also a limited company. Most political parties, when they start, they have to go down that registration of being a company as well to get things set up, your bank account, and all that kind of stuff. It's part of the course, really. How humble is Edward? Just trying to assist. Edward, you're a star, mate. An absolute star. Thank you for everything you do. And we're grateful. We really, really are. Thank you so much. So, Richard, you need to go on the Mike's show. Yes, that's happening very soon. I've been in touch with Mike. He's been in touch with me. Thank you for that. We love Sharon. She's just amazing. Thank you, Sharon. Angry Bootneck would be a laugh. Yeah. I see Rogue on YouTube Short. She looks so nice. Thank you, Rocker. She does. Thank you. Oh, bless. Guys, what time is it? Well, we're up 232 viewers on here across platforms, and the time now is 1:45. My beautiful Kate is here. Can I just say? Let me just mention something here as well. Can I just check? Stop a second? Yeah, you go on, love. My beautiful Katie, everybody, right? This Kate this how she talks, right? Flipping love her, babes. She's like, oh, babes. Oh my God, I love her. Like, I love her so much, right? And what happens is, right, I start talking to her and I do voice notes and I end up going from this to, yeah, babes, yeah, let's do it. We've got to get the leather suits and everything, babes, because we are going to become warrior women. We were inspired by my the intro for this
Yep.
and my leather suit looking like a warrior woman. And voice night babes, that's right, babes. Oh my gosh, actually brilliant. So we are going to actually wear some attire for next year.
In summer, I hope, because it's going to be bloody
Well,
cold
yeah,
there now
I
in
think
the winter.
so. So me and Katie, right? We're going to go and do some stuff. So we'll go touring as well, and we're going to wear our stuff.
I'm
And
going to wear tights and dress as Robin Hood,
that would just look ridiculous. Please don't.
like an elf. Like an elf. But I just want to say thank you as well, because our subscription, I know the last 48 hours here on YouTube, I mean, we've gone from like 3,400 to 5,000. You can see that 5,000 and
That's 4,059.
I'm optimistic. 4,059. So thank you, every one of you new subscribers, if you've joined and tuned in for the first time tonight.
Gary, that's brilliant. This is called a throuple. When there's like three of us, it's a throuple, babe. Guys? It's a throuple.
I'm not involved in any throuples. What does it say?
It says, hope you guys have a blessed 2026 and keep doing the fantastic work. My wife thinks I'm having an affair because I listen to you guys more than her.
Be careful, be careful.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
I'm so excited it's going to be Dominatrix Viking Essex Wales hybrid.
That's some combination, that is. Don't mess with a woman that got all that in her. Viking, Essex, Wales, hybrid, Dominatrix. I didn't know. That is a warrior woman.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. We're going to rock it. There is Clacton. Oh, yeah, Katie. There is a Clacton event. Thank you, Edward, for reminding us. So you can go to the
Clacton on Sea, innit?
For advance. When is that, Edward? I think I've got...
Yeah, it's on the Eventbrite, but I think, I don't know if it's a members only thing. If you missed the Manchester event, by the way, go to Advance UK website, because absolutely fantastic, where Ben got to announce. In fact, we got a lot more viewers on here now. So what I'm going to do, while Rose looking for some things, I'm going to show you the moment that Ben announced Advance UK becoming a registered party, because I think it's such an exciting moment in our history and in our journey. So just take a look at this.
And I'm very, very pleased to reveal today that we are no longer just a movement. We're not just a collective of people who see the danger the country's in and are going to stand firm to restore our country. I can confirm today that we are now a fully fledged political party registered.
I bet Ben was smiling like a Cheshire cat.
Loved it. I mean,
were you trying to speak then and I beat you to it?
No, I was going to press the applause button.
Honestly, I bet that energy was really amazing.
It looked amazing. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it, but I mean, we watched the whole thing on the live stream, and it was absolutely brilliant. And it must have been so exciting for all those there as well, because of course we know that another party had registered the same name. We know that might have been potentially someone from on the right side. Who really knows? But hey, nevertheless, we've crossed that line, haven't we? We're there now, and now the real work begins. We start planning, we start a grassroots game, we start getting people out, we start our branches, we start piloting loads of different things, looking for people who want to be part of it, campaign managers. Now the real work begins. But we're doing it with a skip in our step, a smile on our face, and a sense of purpose and hope as well, because we know that Advance UK is going to have a massive, massive impact in the future in politics. I hiccup then.
What?
Yeah.
Why are you hiccuping?
Because I got trapped wind in my chest.
That's not good.
I know, it must be the food I had.
It's like a nervous wee, isn't it?
A what?
A nervous wee. I get nervous wees.
Yeah, but is that a women's thing?
I don't know. I get a nervous wee, or sometimes a nervous poo.
Right, I think we'll move on now. I don't think our viewers want to hear about your toilet habits.
It's not about the toilet. It's about, I'm sure many, many people have that nervous disposition.
Okay, I bet Tice regrets calling us that lot now.
Yes, I bet he does.
Yeah, I bet he does indeed. And of course, he said a lot worse since then. But you know, we are fighting a battle against darkness. We know that it's not going to be easy, but we know that we can and we will win. We got to start talking about winning rather than talking about fighting, and because we're going to win.
It's like when, not if.
Mm-hmm.
The word when is like an energetic forward planning. This is going to happen. So it sends the currents of energy into our future.
Yeah, absolutely.
When, not if.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Ben is such a gentleman. He is indeed. He's a real good.
Ben for 10.
He's very warm, isn't he? He's very very
Oh, come on.
Too much
This
info.
it's unfiltered.
I did warn you. I did.
It's unfiltered.
Aye, unfiltered. All right. Aye, that's definitely what it is. Yeah.
A nervous pee can be part of the fight or flight. That's very true, Paula.
There we go.
It
Absolutely.
is. Or menopause.
Absolutely.
Tice is a spineless yes man. Do you think that?
Personally, I know him personally, not friends as I would be with him now, because of course things change in politics. But I don't hold hate in my heart for any person, really. I might dislike them. I might not forget what they've done. But I think the way that they've operated and treated certain people within the party, I wasn't treated badly by them. I just resigned because of the constitution and the Zia Youssef paying his way into the party I didn't agree with. So my reasons...
And you didn't like what happened with Tommy?
Yeah, and Tommy, of course. That was one of the big reasons as well. But those were my reasons. Mine were not because I was treated badly. Sadly, a lot of people have been treated badly by reform. Chairs and branch managers at every level, actually, across the party, even councillors now that have been elected, and also people like Rupert Lowe and our leader, Ben Habib, and Ray will know many others as well, I'm sure. But for me, I always got on very well with them. I good regard for them. But, of course, I wasn't treated badly by them.
So that's good
Yeah.
that you weren't treated badly.
Yes.
It's just, they've let other people
Absolutely.
hang out to dry.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not nice, is it?
Well, that's why I got out. See, I got out in time. Look.
Tice does what his missus tells him to say.
Yeah, well.
Is that what you think?
Doesn't matter what I think.
Allegedly.
That's allegedly is the word, yeah. Allegedly.
Allowing yourself to hate will manifest inwardly and cause some serious issues. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was perfectly diplomatic, Richie. Well done, Katie. Absolutely. I love Katie. She's amazing.
Absolutely.
All right, babes.
Oh,
she's amazing. She's from Essex. A lot of us were and are being treated like shite by the turquoise mob. Turquoise mob.
Yeah.
It's quite cool.
I mean, that's the thing, because I've met a lot of people, not everybody in Advance UK are from Reform, but there are so many people who have never been involved with politics that have joined Advance UK. We had him on the live the other night, actually. I think it might have been this afternoon with Don Keith. I used some comments there. So many people saying, it's my first ever political party.
Rodeo.
So that's brilliant. And that's what we want. We want a combination. We want people with experience in the political field, but we want people who've never been involved in politics as well, who can bring something completely different to it. I mean, you're in that situation.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I think it's really, really important because I am what they would call fresh blood.
Yeah, yeah.
And fresh blood is really, really, really precious because you've got the familiar, you've got the people that everybody knows, and it's the same wheel that turns. But when you get somebody new that injects, there's a new spoke in that wheel, and actually it brings like a little bit of new lease of life, a little bit of new information. And it actually is about that impartation, isn't it, of our knowledge and what we've gone through.
Quite a few people say that Advance UK is the first party I've ever supported.
Well done,
Advance UK is also the first party
I've joined. Well done, Andy.
Not allowed. Let's have a look. Advance UK, I support. Yeah, Connor's there. Advance is the first party again, another 1 year. So many people on our live tonight. First time you've ever supported a political party, which I think is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm trying to get dragged into a conversation about Tice's wife. I won't do that because I have respect for both of them. I don't think it's necessary. Farage, let's go to this one here. Farage just wants to be the PM title. He wants to rub it in the enemy's faces. He will treat anyone he thinks might stop that happening badly. Do you know what? I think that I've spoken to a number of people who think Farage doesn't want to be the Prime Minister. He'll become Prime Minister and straight away he'll resign and hand it over to Zia Youssef. So many people are saying that. I mean, I don't know what our viewers' thoughts are, but a lot of people are thinking, once he gets it, because look, he's much older now. He's made his money. Just to have the title maybe for a week or two to say he's done it, because since his childhood years, he's always said,
dream, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I remember watching an interview and he just really, really, really wanted that to be his childhood dream that he fulfilled, to become a Prime Minister. Imagine taking the piss out of you all.
I know.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna vote for me, and then I get in, and then I'm handing it over to Zia.
I want to say something here actually, because I think it's important, Rob. I think this came up in our conversation this week actually. And I think it was with a member of your family. And it was Political Virgin. Yeah, that's Gary. Yeah. I think take his comments off a minute so I can just communicate here a second. It's an important point, this is. In politics, things can get very personal.
Yeah.
And I want to make a statement here. It's very important that you do not attack people personally. I don't mean physically now, I mean even verbally, okay? You might have a strong disagreement, a strong hatred for them. But if we truly live in a democracy where debate and argument and discussion, all those things happen, it should be done in a healthy environment where we can have the most, real rage kind of thing against each other in an argument. But we don't go to blows over it, obviously. But when people start doing personal things, attacking people, and I've had it when people, I mentioned earlier, when I stood for the Brexit Party in 2019, my children were targeted in school. The teachers who were, Labour supporters who didn't vote for Brexit targeted my children. I had to pull my kids out of school. And I think those direct attacks, and stuff was put online about myself, but I'm not going to go into detail of that. But people attack you personally. Don't attack the person, attack the policies. So when politicians come out with a policy you don't agree, that's what you attack. You attack the party for its policies that are not working. For example, the Rwanda scheme. For example, the one in, one out. These are policies. David Lammy wanting to get rid of the jury. Don't attack David Lammy, attack the policy. We all know David Lammy and these people. We can have personal opinions. They're rubbish. They know what they do. Absolutely. We're all entitled to that because we're human beings. But we've got to be careful, because the same measure you mete out will be returned unto you. And we have to be careful that we attack what they're trying to do and the policies, not them as individuals.
Nasal Kia. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah,
he just pisses me off.
Yeah, you can. I'm not. You can say that as much. Absolutely. The song that's going on. Keir Starmer's a wanker. All that kind of stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's fine. That? But it's when people attack politicians privately. I think
it's more like family life. If you start if you're going for the children, if you're going for the wife, the husband, or their parents, or however, trying to draw up the dirt, I think that's really unhealthy. I do think it's unhealthy. But on the same score, I think
unless your wife's involved in the politics with you, it's different then, I suppose, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I
in the corruption, I'm talking about if the two were involved in politics.
I'm talking about Tice's wife, because this.
You're right. I'm talking generally.
Yeah.
The question there, because I know who she is, and she's a political commentator. She's living out in Dubai actually now. But my point is, I think when you do that, I don't think you win people. Do you know what I mean?
I've never in my life been a member of a political party. I listened to Ben and you speak, and you both blew my mind. I actually saw people who I'm proud to support.
Fantastic, Alex. That is great. Thank you ever so much. That's amazing.
That's really lovely.
It's one of the reasons why we do the podcast as well, isn't it? Because we don't win. It's not Advanced UK podcast, but we do this and people join. I mean, it's fantastic. And we had Ben on last month. He was on the show as well, the interview as well we did with him. So we're probably going to get him back on again, actually, Rogue, aren't we?
I think, absolutely. I think when we had, sorry, I'm just trying to get this off now. When we had ourselves put in Nazi uniforms, actually that was quite serious, because it actually put us in danger. Mm-hmm. Because, we've seen what's happened with Charlie Kirk, and, sort of his life was in jeopardy. Obviously, unfortunately, he passed. He was murdered. And the point is that if you have people who start seeing us, and they set up a page, didn't they, called the Far Right Advanced UK.
Wales,
Wales, and it was our faces. And like that, my children have seen that. And that is really not cool to do. And I find it it's like you've always said to me, it's a really dirty game.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't want to get involved in that part of the dirty game. I just want to do something that is proactive and actually helpful to the country.
Yeah, all you have to do is look at Joe Cox and David Amos, and David is a lovely guy, rest in peace. It can be extremely dangerous. Look, being in politics is, as you said, it's a dirty game. It's also a very tough game. You've got to be very thick-skinned. I mean, it's like on social media, you can be called all sorts on social media, and you've got to take it as this is an anonymous person. You don't know who it is. It could be anybody. So don't take it personal, whatever you do.
Mm. So Martin has just said that he first saw you on Liam Tuff's podcast. That was a really good podcast.
That's a while ago now, isn't it? It's a while ago.
I was there and I was listening in, and you're so passionate, and your story is so authentic, and you've gone through what you've gone through, and in that it gives you insight into so many different areas. And although you're old in the game per se, long in the tooth, you still have this kind of understanding of what people need, and there's that kind of rawness about you. And I think it's brilliant, because people can actually connect with you, and in that connection, it's like you know, people will go, I've had a story like that, or I've had a life like that, and it hasn't always been easy. Or they can look at you and just go, mate, that was bad, you know, but you're still here.
See you next Tuesday.
Well, you know, we can
not all
leave
of
it
them,
at that.
not all of them, but some of them, yeah. But thank you, Rogue. Appreciate that.
It's all right.
In January, when I first joined Advanced UK, I felt confident that we'll win. I even dreamt it. Ben walking across the threshold of number 10 and still feel as confident today.
In January?
In January, when he joined in January. Dean, this is Dean.
But how could it be in January? It wasn't. I'm
not sure. Dean is one of our avid watchers as well.
It's brilliant. I love it. I'm sure it wasn't January.
No, it was June.
It was June.
Yeah.
So
Martin resonates with you. The gloves are off.
Richard was good on a few shows. He's a straight man. God bless him. Absolutely. Yeah, resonate with you.
Yeah,
the
brilliant.
gloves are off now. The President America and Starmer Dalek.
Starmer,
yeah.
Starmer
Dalek.
Starmer, the farmer hammer. I think your point's important, Rogue. And it's when you attack their siblings or their wives, and they didn't ask to go into politics.
What about the rent boys?
Let's not mention the rent. He hasn't paid his rent, has he? But they got missing. They don't see them. No one knows where they are.
Where are they?
I know.
Super injunction.
Yeah, well, that's what happened, isn't it? So no one could speak or say anything.
It's bad.
But I going back to the story on Keir Starmer with his push to be for the next 10 years. I mean, really, is it really going to happen? I don't think so, because I think Advance UK are going to win the next election. And I think Reform are going to implode. We're seeing it now at council levels. We're seeing young men and women who've been plucked out of pubs, most of them, names on a ballot box at local elections, paid their 150 quid to Reform to be a candidate, which is what they do. I mean, I had a begging letter from them. I'm still on their mailing list. I don't care if they hear this. I had an email off them today. They've just had a £9 million donation from Chris Harbon, who lives in Thailand, who's a crypto tycoon. And they sent me an email asking me for money, begging me for money. That's the Wales director.
But I also saw that Labour have actually put out a letter, and the letter is asking for everybody to pay to support them, because they have now seen the biggest donation that they have ever seen, which is the
living memory.
Yeah. To Reform. So you've got Reform still asking for money despite them having this huge amount of investment, and then you've got Labour scrabbling for help and begging for quick, you got to help us, because look, talking
to donations while she's on about it, scan that QR code and give us a donation
that
to help
way.
the show. Also go onto our YouTube page here. There's in our social links, we've got our X accounts. We've also got buy me a coffee, which you can leave a small donation as well. £1, £2, £5, whatever. It all helps us to do what we do for free as well. So please consider doing that. We'd really appreciate it. New website coming soon. We're also on Facebook, X, and on TikTok. We're going to come to a close. It's now 10 o'clock. It's 2 hours, 2 hour show tonight, bro.
We have done a 2 hour show.
We've done a 2 hour show. Well, actually, we've done more. We've done an hour earlier. We've done 3 hours of broadcasting today. Yeah. Well done, you. I'm proud of you. You've done a great job.
Thanks.
Fantastic.
Appreciate that.
And your piece to camera, you were outstanding. Earlier we did a kind of piece to camera. Fantastic, really good.
Wow, we work as a dream team. So will we have to go until July 2029 until the next general election, or there would seem I need glasses
mechanism for an election before this date? Yeah, there can be an election before that date. I think Ed's right. I mean, of course, it would be down to the Labour Party to call that unless there was a vote of no confidence in the Prime Minister and then a leadership contest for the next Prime Minister. But then normally what that happens, and they normally call an election because that person was not elected as the Prime Minister at the time on that manifesto during the general election, if that makes sense. And so, yeah, it can happen. It has happened, of course, with Boris Johnson and we've seen that happen with Rishi Sunak, and they were selected, of course. But I think it's important that we put the pressure on, hold these politicians' feet to the fire. And the more we expose them for what they do and what they fail to deliver for the people, the more the great British public, one thing about the great British public is this: they're not stupid. They're not stupid. They see through the lies. They're waking up to the reality of what's going on because they feel it in their pockets. And when you start attacking people's pockets, that's when people start voting or considering to vote. And that's what's happening right now. People are like, we've had enough of this. We need a change of government. And we're going to see it happen. I'm hoping it'll be before 2029, which means we've got 3 years to get ready as Advance UK. So we need to get our skates on and get moving.
Yeah, so I'm going to just close it down with, it was June. I was right. It was June that his membership started. And we've just, everyone who's a member of Advance should feel proud to be involved in the only political party in my lifetime that is built on morals and principles. And then we
just go down to all the comments here. We're just going to go through your comments now. So we're going to say goodbye, but leave some comments, say goodbye, and everything else. Press the heart button on the YouTube as well.
Chat. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us.
5 hours. We can't get enough.
Oh, 5 hours.
I'm so ready to go home. Yeah. Much love to all, and a little extra to the new lurkers. Thank you both for both shows today. Please take care. Keep safe and warm. Bless you. Massive show, both of you, as always. Thank you for doing it. Keep up the good work.
Cheers, right.
I'd rather hold their feet to one of Elon's rocket boosters. Thanks for the chat, folks. Guys, thank you so much. And amazing to have you on. And thank you for listening to the Richie and Rogue show. I nearly said Rogue and Richie.
Let me get these comments off first. 1 second, because otherwise it'll come on. 1 second. There we go. Yeah, thank you for tuning in, guys. And we'll see you Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.